Oh, fuck. Let's just do it. What's up, guys? Hey. How are you? Good morning. Ranting monkey in the morning, blah, blah, blah. You guys know the drill. How are you? Hope you're well. Hope everybody's having a great day out there. Guys, gals, sorry about missing yesterday. Not going to discuss why, because we're here to talk about, pathetic people, not my pathetic ass. It's a weird world. We got some we got some stuff to catch up on. I finally fell asleep today around like, I don't know, probably 2. And I pulled out a big old heavy blanket. It's not that cold here, but one that tends to just help me sleep. And I did. I slept right through 10 o'clock. And I wake up and I go onto Twitter and I see Jeff Charles talking about Rebekah Jones. Like, why the fuck are we talking about this bitch again? Do you guys remember Rebekah Jones? She's the Florida whistleblower. I'm using big air quotes. You can't see it because this is audio only, but I'm using huge air quotes when I say whistleblower, who claimed that the Florida Department of whatever was lying about the COVID numbers and she had been asked to change them, except she actually had nothing to do with any of it. Like, she had literally no involvement. Her sole involvement was inputting the numbers. And turns out she's a big fucking liar. Of course, she went on all the typical press tour when they're trying to tear down somebody who's a Republican. She was on MSNBC, CNN, ABC, all of them. And when it came out that she was a fucking liar, not one of them went through and retracted the shit. They still refer to her as the whistleblower. And she's now suing the state of Florida to get her job back because she got fired for, well, being a shithead. Well, she's in the news again. She's in the this fucking woman, Jesus. So I guess we should just bring the story up on screen. Which story did I grab? I want to make sure I got the right one. This is this is the one I want. This is the Miami Herald. And the reason I wanted the Miami Herald is because they are like really pro Rebekah. When the story first came out, they actually had to change their headline because did her son catch charges? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But they had to change their original story, not this one, but an earlier version of it, because they had put it out there that her son had been targeted or arrested. I forget the wording they used, but I wanted to use this one for 2 reasons. One, it is on her side. It's on her side, so I'm trying to be as, what's the word they use? Charitable as I can to this crazy attention-seeking TWAT, right? And the other reason is because this shows her time traveling ability. I want you guys to pay attention to the date right here. This says updated April 6th at 4 p.m. April 6th, 4 p.m. Miami time, which is East Coast. The same time that I am on. So let's read this. Son of Rebekah Jones, Florida whistleblower, arrested in probe of threatening internet posts. All right. 13-year-old son of controversial Florida whistleblower was arrested this week on charges that he made terrorist threats on the internet. Rebekah Jones, a state employee Rebekah Jones, a state employee. Do you guys ever wonder with how bad it is for me to read live, how long it takes me to read, like when I used to do stories and I'd do videos on them? I really should have released a blooper reel for how many times I have to stop myself because I screwed something up. Kelvin, thank you, man. I truly love how our totally unbiased and fair press speaks truth to power by only ever making ludicrous claims about Republicans using super sketchy sources. Indeed, my friend. Thank you, guys. We are brought to you by you. Hit that like button, the share button. And if you can and are so inclined, please consider donating to the channel. Rebekah Jones, a state employee who, I'm going to get through this sentence. I promise you I will. Somebody asked me, and I don't know if they want me to tell who it was, but somebody asked me if I'd ever thought about doing reaction videos. And I kind of laughed a little bit because my videos have always basically been reaction videos. But I was just talking to Satsu this morning. Well, I guess it was around noon. But I was talking to Satsu this morning about reaction. Satsu did a reaction video on his Twitch channel, 2 Cents Plus, yesterday. And he did it to one of, have you guys seen these videos that it's Biden, Obama, and Trump not reacting, what's the word? Rating using the SABCD scale, and they'll rate things like Pokemon. In this case, it was the Resident Evil games. It's, of course, it's not the real people, but yes, I did just see the Clarence Thomas thing, Pyres. But it's not the real people, but they use the voice augmentation. You could tell it's not them. But he was reacting to that. I was telling you, those are really popular right now. You should keep that shit up. And I have thought about it before. My favorite part of the show has become, and this is why I bring up Satsu even in the first place, because I was talking to him about this, has become when I get to do reactions to videos live, because that shit is funny as shit. My favorite is Trump, Biden, and Obama arguing over Elden Ring. A lot of them suck. I'm going to be honest. Like, especially the Pokemon ones, they didn't even try with like George Bush's voice because they bring in George in some of them. I don't know what AI they were using for that, but fuck, it sucks. But the one that there were several of them, like the one that he watched on Resident Evil, that was pretty fucking funny. That is 2 Cents Plus on Twitch, y'all. Twitch.tv/2, the number 2, CENTSPLUS. Check out Satsu, good friend of the show. And very good friend of the monkey. Satsu's my boy. Anyway, Rebekah Jones, a state employee who used her access to Department of Health data to challenge the government COVID numbers. That is not what happened. Resulting in the loss of her job, posted on Twitter Thursday that her son was arrested by sheriff's deputies after sharing internet memes in a private chat with school friends. Now, this part's funny. For the record, I can no longer read Rebekah's tweets because the bitch blocked me. I mean, I could go into incognito mode and read them that way, but she actually, before she announces this to the world, right, she says, I can't wait for this Trump stuff to blow over so I can break this news story. Talking about her son being arrested. That's how she puts it out into the world. I'm gonna wait until the people might ignore it if they're still talking about the Trump indictment. I gotta wait a minute. That's how she. You know what? I'm actually gonna bring that up. But yeah, she blocked me for pointing out that she must know Doc Brown. She's not a fan of the monkey, y'all. I can't say I really blame her. Because I did ask if she was lying again, and people don't like to be called liars, especially when they absolutely 100% are lying, as Miss Rebekah is. So no, I gotta get back to my incognito tab. Where's my incognito tab? There it is. Let's bring up Miss Jones. Me and Mrs. Jones. I don't know that song well enough to even try singing it, but I did it anyway because why not? All right, let me scroll back. I want to make sure I get the one where she's like, I'm waiting for the Trump stuff. Da, 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 da. She's very mad about this shit too. No, not that one. Not that one. No. God damn, this bitch tweets a lot. You know, I should have this on screen so you guys can see it too. There it is. There it is. All right, Miss Jones. Let's take a look at this. I need a producer. No. Unfortunately, when you go into incognito mode, you have to open up a whole different thing. It's not going to let me share this here. Oh, no, I need the... Oh, I know how I can do it. Since it's not in the tabs because it is incognito mode. There we go. Aha. You can't beat me, technology. Right here. Y'all let me know when the Trump indictment fever dies down so I can break this other story. So I can... She's talking about her kid getting arrested. She's talking about, hey, I need to tell the world, but I got to make sure all eyes are on me. All eyes are looking at old Becca. Old Becca. By the way, I hate the way you spell your name. And if anybody out there's named Rebecca and you spell your name like this, change that K to a C. God damn it. Actually, isn't it two C's when you spell it with a C? This woman, her mom wanted her to grow up to be a stripper. That's a stripper Rebecca name right there. And if you're a stripper named Rebecca out there, please post your work to Twitter. Nothing naked. I don't need to see full naked. I just want to see fall on a pole. Yeah, let me break this story. Today's events will tell a story so enraging, heartbreaking, and brutal that I'm not sure when I'm ready to tell it. No one will even defend the Florida government, or I'm sure when I tell it, no one will even defend the Florida governor's actions again. She blames DeSantis for her son being arrested. Now we'll get back to what her son actually did here in a moment. But the governor's coming after me. Nobody cares about you, you crazy bitch. Nobody cares. My family is not safe. My son has been taken on the governor's orders, and I've had to send my husband and daughter out of state for their safety. This is the reality of living in DeSantis's Florida. There's no freedom here, only retaliatory rule by a fascist who wishes to be king. This bitch is so over the top. Oh my God, I love it. If she wasn't talking about, something so serious, this would be fucking amazing. This would be amazing. Her son was arrested on terrorist threats to his school. I don't know if we've gotten that far in the article, but this was a terrorist threats to his school. All right, we'll come back to Rebecca in a little bit. A week after we filed our lawsuit against this state, a kid claiming to be the cousin of one of my son's classmates joined their Snapchat group. They recorded their conversations and anonymously reported my son to police for sharing a popular internet meme. Dun, dun, dun. Not exactly. It's gonna blow your mind to find out that Rebecca here is kind of a lying bitch. And by kind of, I mean like completely. All right, so let's get back to our story here. I need to bring it up so you guys can read it too. Rebekah Jones, you're a dirty. Anyway, one, according to Jones, was a photo of an overweight man. By the way, that overweight man is Boogie. It's entirely irrelevant, but the meme that was being shared there was Boogie. News stories to sleep by. You know what? I was actually listening to myself today. I know that's weird. And Lady Monkey happens to come into the room at the time. She goes, "Are you watching yourself?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." I've started playing No Man's Sky again, and I've forgotten so much of it. I decided to go back and watch one of my plays from before. And I'm listening to my voice. I'm already tired. I hadn't slept. Lots of pain. And I was starting to put myself to sleep. I had to turn it off. How the hell do you guys stay awake to this? Is it when I yell? Do you guys need me to yell more to help keep you awake? I mean, if you guys fall asleep and it gets me more watch time because you left it on, we'll just keep doing that. But anyway, sorry. Why do you watch this? I get so distracted. Anyhow, where are we? One, according to Jones, was a photo of an overweight man apparently sleeping with the caption likening him to a police officer responding to a school shooting. And yes, this is Boogie. And the actual caption says something to, you know what? Dude, I don't have to guess what the caption said because it was part of the very next tweet. It says, "Cops in their car waiting for the school shooter to kill himself so they can go in." And it's a picture of fucking Boogie. Oh my God. You know what? You guys deserve to see that too. You deserve to see it too. It's that one. Now it's very blurry, but yes, this is absolutely that's Boogie, right? I'm not joking. No yelling you woke me up before. I've told people before, when I scream, it gets people watching. That's something I've learned from people much younger than me who make a lot more interesting content than I do. Frosted, thank you. When asked to describe the cop who arrested her son, she said he was a Puerto Rican man of average Puerto Rican height, and that she just wants her son back, right? But yeah, this is one of the ones he shared, according to what we've heard. But there's more to it than this, because would you believe that she's lying? Would you guys believe that? Oh, Rebekah. Oh, Rebekah here talking bullshit. Oh, Rebekah. Jones described another meme as part of a viral series about intrusive thoughts that suggest grabbing an officer's gun, knowing that the result could be fatal. And in this one, I don't know if she posted this, so I'm not even going to try to find it, but it's a picture of a brain. It's this cartoon picture of a brain with a thought bubble that says, every time I see school security, um, I think of grabbing their gun. Something like that. But anyway, he wrote when he sent the meme, according to the police report, the Herald has seen only a portion of the report. According to authorities, he also Snapchatted a meme of the police report described as an individual with a shaved head holding a high C. The message on the meme was, "I'm feeling so silly, I might shoot up a building full of people." Now, and pause right here for a minute. So far, we've seen memes, and people, can memes actually show what you think? Sure. But I do believe that memes can also just be jokey, which is something we're not allowed to have in our society anymore. If it was just this stuff, the ones that we've read so far, I'd be like, yeah, this is kind of nonsense. Why are you fucking with this kid over some stupid ass memes? Maybe keep an eye on him, right? Maybe go to Rebekah and go, hey, your kid's, he's talking this stuff. You might want to tell him this stuff isn't kind of cool to be saying, these days. But he's a kid. He's saying stupid shit. A little edgy, right? A little edge on the old coconut boy there. I don't know why coconut. A deputy who interviewed the young man asked if he had any intentions of carrying out a shooting. The answer was no. Really? All right, we got to pause there again. This doesn't mean he actually did plan to carry out a shooting, but how often do police get notice of a crime, right? This crime is happening. This crime might happen. And they go ask the criminal, you thinking of doing this? The kid is 13, Sean. You thinking of doing this? And the criminal's going to go, yeah, you want to help? Of course. Fuck. Thank you. Rebekah Jones lies more than a whore, LOL. I think you made a mistake there. No, I don't know that she's a whore. I don't know. She's definitely a drama whore. Better to see him saying it than having no idea that he's planning something. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even with the memes. If somebody was like, "Oh, this is kind of weird," especially with his mom's problems with the state, and which she's not quiet about. This might be one to look into. He still has all of his rights. Like, hey, this ain't cool. Don't shoot up your school, man. All right, calm it down a little bit. Anyway, at a hearing Thursday afternoon, the judge released the boy to home detention with an electronic monitor. His use of the internet is limited to what is necessary for his schoolwork, and he's allowed to leave home to play soccer with his team. Travis Gardner, thank you. He should be arrested just because those are awful memes. Fair enough. Get the meme police in there. Get Jim after him. Like, bitch, why are you using such shitty memes? Yeah, because none of them were funny. When I see a policeman, or what is that? When I see a security guard's gun, I think about grabbing it sometimes. Funny. Eagle, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Eagle. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Eagle. I hope you had a great one. I really do. And I don't mean to step on your birthday here, but I do have to. I get to go hang out with Little Butt this weekend because her birthday. Not doing the exact date, but her birthday is coming up, and we're celebrating it this weekend. And I'm so happy to get to go back and see her, and of course the others. But it's her birthday. That's her day, right? Ranting Monkey, I'm 13, and this is deep. What's deep? So that just says r/I'm 13. All right, never mind. I'm gonna go back over here because I misread. Yeah, Eagle, I hope you have a great birthday, or had a great birthday. It was on the 4th, guys. I'm going to get through this story. The arraignment was scheduled for May 3rd at the Santa Rosa County Courthouse. The youth, who is not being named to protect his privacy, was arrested Wednesday on charges he made written or electronic threats of a mass shooting or terrorist act. The threat reportedly were made on February 1st and brought to the attention of law enforcement on March 23rd. Whoever turned this in, it took him almost 2 full months to turn it in. But here's the thing. Her claim is that a week before she had filed this lawsuit, and now they're coming. Using this timeline, this was actually turned in before her lawsuit. So her little claims of they're coming to get me because of my lawsuit don't make any goddamn sense. Until his release after Thursday's hearing, the boy was being held at the Escambia? I'm not used to seeing an I in Escambia. Regional Juvenile Detention Center, a 50-bed state-run lockup in Pensacola. Jones and her son live in Santa Rosa, just east of Pensacola in the Florida Panhandle. Wednesday's detention marked the boy's first arrest. He's 13. He's 13. He shouldn't even have an arrest now. Where are we? He appears to have been evaluated Wednesday at the Regional Juveniles Assessment Center, a centralized screening facility for minors who are charged with a crime. Several weeks ago, Jones sued the state of Florida over her termination, which she said was unjustified. This is not the story I meant to grab. God bless. Oh, well, this one goes over. So that gives you the gist. Now I got to go find the other damn story. That is the one where they changed the title. Fucking asshole. That's not the where. How did I get the wrong one? Ooh, shit. No, that should be the right one. Oh, did this dirty bastards change it? Because that is the story. Oh, I'm not happy, y'all. Close that stupid shit. This is the one we wanted. Yes. All right. Damn it. And this one's on their actual website, so it's going to cause more issues. I don't know why the other one's the one that came up. Anyhow, son of Rebekah Jones. See, it's the same damn story. Teen showed. Okay. This one goes a little more in depth. The son of Rebekah Jones, who lost her job, blah, blah, blah. The threats were reportedly made during a series of conversations. That's the same thing we saw before on February 1st. The teen showed deputies screenshots of memes shared by Jones' son on Snapchat, where they said the boy also had threatened to shoot up his former middle school the week before spring break, but then said he later changed his mind according to the arrest warrant. The boy was interviewed by the sheriff deputies on March 23rd and shown the memes, which he acknowledged sharing, the report said. The youth is not being named to protect his privacy, but his mother is an attention whore, so we all know who he is. One meme, we already did that one. Authorities say he also posted another meme. We got that. This is the interesting part. We're getting through the memes. He told deputies at the time he had no plans to do anything. They noted in the report. A deputy told his parents it seemed like a teenager thing before leaving without making arrest. A video of the exchange showed. Now, reportedly, she has recordings of all of this, and she shared it with the Miami Herald. Again, this is why we're going with the Miami Herald, because they are the most sympathetic to her. I don't know why. They just hate DeSantis. No, I'm not having to start all over, Justin. We're just going to the parts that I care about. The first article at least lays out the gist of it, right? It's unclear whether the deputies were aware of the messages, which were uncovered by a warrant to search his Snapchat account. The messages listed in the warrant involved threats of violence, including attacks on school children. On February 9th, he said, "I want to shoot up the school." Ha, funny meme. Except it's not a meme. This is just actually his thoughts. February 12th. If I get a gun, I'm going to shoot up HNMS, LOL. An apparent reference to Holly Narabi Middle School, which the youth had previously attended. Also on February 12th, I always keep a knife on me, so maybe I'll just stab people. And finally on February 12th, I have no hope of getting better, so why not kill the losers at school? Any of that sound like memes to you? Any of that sound like, haha, it's just a fat guy and cops are slow? Any of that? Anything? These are just his words. An unredacted version of the warrant obtained by the Herald shows the threatening messages were sent by a username that was different than the one Jones's son used to send the memes. The document does not say how authorities determined both usernames are linked to the same account. The redacted version circulated by authorities does not reveal that there were two different usernames involved. Nobody could ever have two different usernames. It just, nah, bruh. Jones provided a screenshot of her son's account, which showed he changed to his current username in January before the threats were made. She said he's never used the handle associated with the threatening messages. All right. I'm sure when he's on Snapchat, she is over his shoulder all the time. My guess would be, since they found this through going into his Snapchat, it came from his fucking Snapchat. The fact that there's different names on it doesn't mean shit. Look, again, innocent until proven guilty, right? We're blah, blah, blah. But this is the part that really I wanted you guys to see. Jones provided a screenshot. Now, this one was also written April 6th at 8 p.m. or updated at 8 p.m. The problem with that is this story actually came out 7 hours earlier. And you can see that when you come over here and says Miami Herald, this is the story 9 hours ago. So 9 hours ago now, my bad. About 3 hours ago, Miss Jones posted to Twitter. She posted to Twitter to tell us that, hang on, I gotta get this. She blocked me, so I gotta do it this way again. We have to switch to this tab. Jesus fucking Christ had just found out by the Miami Herald that police released a redacted version of their report that specifically hid the messages sent came from an account that was not my son. 9:02 or 9:20 p.m. 9 hours ago, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. She responded. They tell us in the article that she responded to that part. And now she's like, I just found this out. I just found. She's such a horrible fucking bitch. Look, lady, DeSantis doesn't give a shit about you. He really doesn't. You pose no real threat to him. You can't stop him. You're meaningless. You were a low-level government employee who used Trump hatred and DeSantis hatred to try to get yourself a nice social media presence. That's what you are. You raised $20,000, actually $22,000 to fight DeSantis in the state when they tried to, they were charging her with something and they decided to drop the charges. They said in the state's interest, we're just going to drop these charges. We don't give a shit. That's how much they care about this bitch. And she raised $22,000 for that. Holy heck, they had a warrant. Yeah, they had decent probable cause and they went into his shit and they found it. And she's like, it's not my son. It's not my son. She's been running around there ever since the COVID thing, ever since 2020. This goes back to what, like April, May, June, somewhere around there of 2020. Maybe it was August. But all the way back then, where she comes out as this whistleblower. And ever since then, she's been trying to build a media presence, which kind of blew up on her when it came out that she, absolutely was full of shit. and most major media companies, you will notice most major news organizations aren't covering this shit. This story broke midday. I could not find a single national news source that gave a shit. Not one. Her son was going to shoot up a school, or at least made the threats thereof. You ain't a victim, lady. You're just a horrible bitch who's trying to use politics to make yourself famous, and now you're bringing your kid into it. If you go back to the raid on her home, because the police raid her home to go in and find the documents that she stole, she wasn't supposed to have access to, and they pull her out of the house because she answers the door, and then they go to the stairs and order everybody out of the house. The other people in the house were her husband, her 11-year-old son, and her, I want to say infant daughter. I want to say her daughter was like 11 months old. And she's like, they pointed a gun at my kid. No, they didn't. Nobody was pointing guns at her or her kid. One police officer is pointing a gun up the stairs because everybody's up the stairs, and they lower them when everybody comes out. It's amazing that she had the camera set up to record it all. Nobody got shot. They victimized my son. They cleared the house so they could go in. That's what they do. But anyway, Miss Jones here, she's just a perpetual victim. And now her craziness is rubbed off onto her son. Hey, lady, stop fighting Ron DeSantis and raise your fucking kid. How about that? Go give your kid some love and shit so he doesn't end up shooting up his fucking school, you crazy bitch. Stop teaching him that everything's a goddamn conspiracy against him. This is what this kid's been hearing for 2 years now. I'm my poor baby. They went and got him. Fuck off. You are going to raise a serial killer, you fucking weirdo. Stop it. That bitch really needs to get some psychiatric help. Anyway, there's our top story of the day. Rebekah Jones, Florida woman, back in the news, accusing Ron DeSantis of personally ordering the arrest of her son. Here's another part, and I don't know if I have the tweets that cover it that I can get to quickly, but she makes it sound like they busted in and arrested the young man. Let me see if I can. I don't remember where it's at, so I'll just tell you about it. She makes it sound, she's very careful with her wording, but she makes it sound like they busted in and arrested him, put him in handcuffs. She took him to the police station. She took him there. She drove him down there, and there's video of him walking in with her, not in handcuffs, and then there's video of them walking up to the sergeant's desk to be like, hey, we're here for this. Did you see Vaush's name call on the so-called shooter manifesto who got arrested today? I did not. Fabian, if you're on Twitter, send that to me. I'd be interested to read it. But yeah, this whole thing, DeSantis sent the cops to arrest my son. The bitch went and turned him in herself. It was a prearranged thing. Like, hey, bring your son down here. We got to arrest him for this shit. They didn't break in with guns ablazing, or there'd be a video like there was from 2007 when they did the search warrant. Because, of course, there would be, so she could get clout from it. You are now clout chasing off your 13-year-old mentally disturbed child, you fucking bitch. Stop worrying about DeSantis and go out there and worry about your kid. Anyhow, let's move along, shall we? Yeah. Oh shit! I forgot to retweet the story. Reportedly, Judge Clarence Thomas has been taking some free rides. He's getting some luxury vacations that he's not been reporting. No, that's not what I want. I want to give you guys something interesting to look at. ProPublica released this story today. Let's see. There we go. We'll give you a nice picture of Clarence here to talk about this. No, that's not the right thing. I need a producer. There we go. he's been taking vacations with this man named Crow, and him and Mr. Crow are good friends and have been for a long time. And Mr. Crow has like resorts, and once a year or so, he's invited Judge Thomas and his wife to go on vacations and fly around the world and shit. And apparently, Judge Thomas has not been reporting any of it. There are exceptions where you don't have to report things like that. But according to ProPublica, Mr. Thomas here has been not reporting it, and it's supposed to be reported. I don't know the reporting rules well enough to speak on it, but it's Justice Thomas, so of course people are coming after him. If he has been doing that, I mean, file the proper paperwork. Unless you have something where you can show me that it affected his judgment somewhere, it's not like you can impeach the guy over it. Just file amended return or amended paperwork. People do it all the time, and they're acting like this is reporting what exactly? That he got gifts. Because of Watergate, certain people in the government, Supreme Court, the president, the Congress, they all have to report gifts and stuff that they get. Did he get a free can of Coke? He should get all the free cans of Coke, man. That's a pubic hair joke for those of you who don't know. But I'm not saying it's not a problem, because we should have access to this kind of information. If he was taking these free rides and it is against the law, then yeah, we do need to know about that. But they're acting as though this is a major thing. And this isn't like the gun lobby, right? Say out of nowhere, whoever heads the NRA now, I forget who. Like, I know Dana Lash was there for a while. So out of nowhere, Dana Lash is like, hey, why don't you come down to the Bahamas? You and your wife come down. I'll pay for everything. Come on down for a couple of weeks. Oh, yeah, by the way, the Heller case is coming in front of you. You know what I mean? This is a friend of his that they've been friends for a very, very long time. So, your friend's inviting you to go on vacation with them. I mean, I have trouble being that motivated by it. And I would say the same thing if we were talking about Sonia Sotomayor. If a good friend of hers had been, once a year, they go vacation at a villa that the person owns, and it came, oh my God, she didn't report. She went on vacation with these rich people. I mean, report it. Yeah, file your amended financial report. But otherwise, I don't care. It's not, unless you can point to it and show, hey, this actually interfered with some of the cases. Justice Thomas has been pretty clear on his views. It's not like out of nowhere we've seen Thomas go like completely left or change his mind on some major thing, right? Thomas has decades at this point of opinions that he's written or dissents that he's written, speeches that he's given, interviews that he's given. Nobody's ever pointed to somewhere and go, did you see that Justice Thomas, he suddenly voted for Roe v. Wade? You know what I mean? That shit hasn't happened. So what we're talking about here is a friend who's going on vacation with a friend to that friend's private villa or to that friend's different vacation spots. I think Ted Lieu had a bug up his ass over this. What's his name? Fuck. Chairman of the Judiciary Committee. I can see his face. That fat little bastard. It's not Nadler, a different fat little bastard. Fuck. Anyway, he came out today and said, yeah, we're going to be looking into this. Look into it. Go ahead. And Durbin, thank you, Jennifer. Dickie Durbin, old Dickie. He said, we're going to be looking. This is very, by the way, this all comes from a news report. This isn't something that they've actually investigated or anything. And Mr. Crow came out and goes, yeah, look, I'm friends with Clarence. We don't talk about cases. As far as I know, nobody that's associated with me talks about cases with him. It's just people going on vacation. And this is the thing. I know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen. We're going to see the same kind of thing with like a liberal justice. And then you're going to see the Republicans get all up in arms about it. If it's just this, if you can't point to something that's actually changing their mind, this is what the whole money in politics thing. We got to get money out of politics. Can you show me where the money changed somebody's mind? Can you? You might, it made them care about it. All right, that's one thing. But can you show me where it actually changed their mind on something? Because lobbyists who are like, hey, you're conservative and we're a gun group, and you've been talking about the Second Amendment and how much you want to uphold it. I want to give you money so you can keep being reelected. Where's the problem there? I'm curious. I'm very curious. I get it. It just seems dirty. But if you can't point to where it actually changed somebody's mind or their behavior or their vote, what's the problem? I don't understand. I really don't understand. Now, if you can show me that it changed their vote, then we can talk. Then we can be like, yeah, they bought a vote. But when they're just giving money to people who already support the cause that they're there for, where's the problem? Now, you could make the argument that it keeps people out who disagree with them, but that's not the same as some kind of undue influence within the body itself. You know what I mean? It's not like some underhanded thing. You might be able to convince me John Roberts has been bought off. You could easily convince me John Roberts has been bought off. This motherfucker wrote a dissent to his own decision. We're talking about what was that? Was that the gay marriage one that he did that on? Where he writes a dissent to the opinion he joined? Like no, that was Obamacare. Obamacare. How the fuck that happened, dude? How the fuck that happen? And how the fuck do you get to change the argument? Because the argument when Obamacare comes up, when it first comes up, it's a penalty. When if you don't have the individual mandate was a penalty. If you didn't have insurance, you got hit with this penalty. And all through the campaign to get Obamacare pushed through, Democrats were like, it is not a tax. It's not a tax. Not a fucking no tax. Well, it comes before the Supreme Court, and suddenly the Obama folks are like, yeah, it's a tax. And instead of going with what they'd been saying for almost a fucking, well, fuck, at that point, what, 2 years? Like, oh, yeah, the government can do this because it's a tax. What the fuck are you talking about? They made the intent clear that it's not a fucking tax. And then Roberts actually writes a dissent to the decision he signed on to. Yeah, you could easily convince me that Roberts has been bought off. Evolved Potato, thank you so much. I do the exact same thing as this every year. A bunch of my friends and I stay at my friend's parents' apartment. It's right on the beach. It's great. I don't see an issue with this. Look, if this does come out to be that this is something he was supposed to report, then yes, there is an issue with it. I just don't think it's a big issue. File the proper paperwork. There you go. End of story. Yeah, my friends and I went on this trip. There you go. End of story. Anyhow, moving along. I wish I had brought up the actual story so I could read you guys more of the particulars, but that is the gist of it. He went to, according to his friend, because I have not seen a statement from the Supreme Court or from Thomas yet. But according to his friend, who's the one who these trips went to, it was just friends going on a trip together. I don't really care about that story. Don't really want to talk about that. I know there's other stuff I do want to talk about. I want to talk about this one real fast. And I have to say this every time. I don't care if it's Trump or DeSantis right now, okay? I'm not a Republican. It's your guys' choice. The rest of us are going to have to deal with who the Republicans and Democrats choose. That's just the way it is. I'm not in that fight. This is going to be a fucking year and a half until the primary is over of me having to go. I don't care about one or the other. I think either one of them will be better than either Biden, Kamala, Newsom out there in California. But I think the Republicans are tearing each other apart over stupid shit. You're not actually there yet. Calm down. Wait for the fucking primary. But with that said, there's new polls have come out. The Reuters Ipsos poll. Donald Trump holds a 37% lead over DeSantis. In March, it was 14 points. April 3rd, 29. April 6th, 37. Here's the thing. This doesn't mean anything. This doesn't mean anything. Not a fucking thing. The election is not till November of 2024. We're more than a year and a half away from the final thing. The primaries don't end till the end of summer of 2024. So we're still about a year and what, 3 months, 2 months? It's the end of June, right? When they'll have the convention. This is meaningless. And I said this when the DeSantis thing came out. It is way too early for polls to have meaning. I get why people point it out, right? Like, hey, our side's winning. Good on you, but it doesn't mean anything. Thank you, Travis Gardner. Did you hear the millions of dollars of stuff that we left in Afghanistan? We're not left in Afghanistan. I did hear that. I've thought about bringing up Kirby's full thing because I haven't watched it all. I've seen 2 clips. Yeah, we might actually just pull up Kirby's speech from today. Sorry, press conference. He was at the White House press briefing today. Oh, what a fucking retard. Don't get ahead of yourselves on these polls and stuff, right? As somebody said a moment ago, I think it was Eagle, look, yeah, or no, it was Faithless. Whoops, the indictment backfired. Here's what's going to happen, all right? The next probably 6 to 8 months, these polls are going to be all over the fucking place. All over the place. Because it's going to come down to who's getting attention in the press at that time. Right now, Donald Trump, yeah, he's not threatening to strangle me, guys. He's talking about wanting to strangle Kirby. And that is metaphorically YouTube, so calm down. But we just saw the indictment of Trump. We just saw the arraignment of Trump. Trump has the bigger name to begin with. He's going to get a huge boost here. He just is. DeSantis got a huge boost with the Disney thing and with the Don't Say Gay bill. Anytime one of their names is getting brought up, that's what's going to happen. You're going to see a boom for them. It's not going to be until the election itself kicks off, until we get into primary season, that we can see whether or not those polls are actually moving anything. Should we go ahead and look at the Kirby clip? I know I have both of them. I just don't know where I have both of them. All right. All right. This is one of them. I don't remember which one this is. He says 2 really fucking stupid things in this press conference, at least. And yeah, that looks like the White House press briefing. All right. Turn this up. Whoops, I'm going to turn it up by muting it, you guys.
Once you turn it over, it's just like what we're doing in Ukraine. We give Ukraine artillery ammunition, Stinger anti-air missiles, Javelin anti-tank. It's their stuff at that point, not the Americans. It's their stuff. That stuff belonged to the Afghans. And so this argument is just ludicrous that we left millions of dollars of stuff in Afghanistan. We didn't. We turned it over, as the previous administration would have done too, because part of their thinking was they were going to have to turn this material over. It was turned over appropriately and carefully and deliberately with the Afghan National Security Defense Forces.
We didn't leave it there, y'all. We gave it to them. We gave it to them. On the basis that we left right before the withdrawal. Do I have the other one? The other one's even worse, guys, because this one is just, you're a fucking retard. I don't know if I have the other Kirby one. Who did I see tweet that out? Did Clown World do it? I don't follow Clown World. I see a lot of their stuff, but I don't actually follow them. fuck. There's one where he said he just didn't see the what's the wording? Chaos. He didn't see the chaos that everybody else seems. Oh, here it is. Yeah. He's still talking about this stuff. He's still talking about the Afghan withdrawal, because the reason this is coming up again is Trump mentioned it the other night in his speech. So of course they're getting asked about it, and of course they're going to be out here going like, nah, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
And so for all this talk of chaos, I just didn't see it, not from my perch. At one point during the evacuation, there was an aircraft taking off full of people, Americans and Afghans alike, every 48 minutes, and not one single mission was missed. So I
didn't see the chaos. Didn't 13 American service members, I forget which branch, because what it was, Marines and Army, right? Didn't 13 of them get killed during this? Didn't we see Afghanis hanging off the sides of fucking planes as they're taking off? Did I make that up? Did we not blow up a man and 9 of his friends and family in retaliation for the killing of the 13 service members? That's all true, right? The gaslight is full blast. You ain't lying, Faithless. I didn't see the chaos. The rest of you, I don't know what you're talking about. Did you hear? I didn't see the chaos from my perch. That's the wording this motherfucker said. From my perch. All right, from your perch. Maybe you should have actually been paying attention to what I didn't see this chaos. They're going to try to gaslight. They're going to try to rewrite history that we all watched. This is why I said we might just bring this motherfucker up and go through all of his shit. Because god damn, dude. I didn't see the chaos. Look, we didn't leave those weapons. We gave them to him. And so, of course, we're seeing all the normal stuff of it was all Donald Trump's fault. Donald Trump did that. Donald. They've been in the White House at that point for 9 months. And this happened the way it did because this motherfucker, this piece of shit that is in our White House, Joe Biden, wanted to have a photo op so he could say that we pulled out of Afghanistan on September 11th. He was going to give a big September 11th speech about how we ended the war. And instead he got Americans killed, left many Americans behind, lots of Afghanis killed, and blew up some civilians in retaliation for something that the guy didn't even do. And that never gets brought up by the media. Have you noticed that? They never mention that shit. They never mention that. Mr. Biden, who are you going to blow up today to change the news cycle? He literally killed 10 people to change the news cycle because it was that bad. And Kirby's up there going, I didn't see any problem. The news was so bad about it. They killed 10 innocent people. 10 innocent people so that they could change the fucking news cycle. They got the guys who killed the Americans. See, look, he has water jugs. And your bitch ass is going to stand up there and tell me that nothing happened. Yes, 10 people, including, I thought it was 6 children, Gray. 7 children. It was mostly children that we blew up. To an aid worker. And it was done to change the news cycle. It's the same reason Clinton blew up an aspirin factory. They're talking about her sucking my dick. Quick, blow up an aspirin factory. And this shit just, can you imagine if it had been Trump that did that? Can you imagine if it had been Trump who, in retaliation for 13 Americans getting killed, blew up an aid worker? They'd never stop about how he was trying to change the news cycle. Look, I'm not asking for the media to stop being mean to Republicans. By all means, be as mean as fuck. Go for it. But just put that same harsh light on Democrats because they're shitty people, especially in power. Thought that was a woman talking until I tabbed back in. Oh, it's still a woman talking, Oni. Keldrick, thank you. In his name, Kirby, because he sucks dick as good. Is his name Kirby because he sucks dick as good as Kamala? That's a vacuum joke. It's fucking, man, this motherfucker had the balls to stand up there. And you know what? You know why? Because he knew he wasn't going to get challenged hard. He knew they'd be like, oh, yeah, right. Yeah, it was fine. Yeah, you're right. You know what? It was fine. It was fine. The media is mostly Democrats. The last time I saw it, and this goes back to the 90s, this goes back to the Clinton years. They did a poll of reporters, and self-reported, it was something like 98% of them voted Democrat. You think that's gotten any better? All right. And look, just voting Democrat doesn't mean they can't be good reporters. They're just not good reporters because they're activists. They really are. And there's no getting around that. There's no getting around that. What do we have here? Oh, I don't care about that one either. Do I really? I do want to talk about this. We have to talk about Dylan Mulvaney because something occurred to me that I hadn't even put together. And yesterday it hit me. We're going to pull this freak up on screen so you guys have something besides my beautiful face to look at. Mulvaney. Mr. Mulvaney has recently become the brand ambassador to Bud Light he's a partner with Bud Light and the brand ambassador for Nike. And why? Because he plays an overly exaggerated version of what a woman is. That's why. That's why we're celebrating him. And a thought hit me because of a different conversation that I was having about Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate was recently released from jail. He's under house arrest in Romania. They're still looking into the charges. He still hasn't been charged for anything. We know what they're looking into in Romania, but this isn't like the United States where once you get arrested, they have to give you a charge unless you're a Republican on January 6th. So he hadn't been charged yet, and he's been released. And the conversation came up. There's a good story we'll probably take a look at later, where it was talking about why Andrew Tate has followers. And I know there's Tate fans in here. I don't care. Andrew Tate is a bad role model. He says some things that are right, but he also says a lot of hyperbolic bullshit, much of it actually misogynistic. And he's just kind of a twat. If you go by what he himself said, he's also a fucking piece of shit fraud who takes advantage of men. So fuck Andrew Tate. However, there is a good discussion to be had about why people flock to somebody like Andrew Tate. And it goes back to something we've talked about before on here. In our society right now, boys and men are seen as broken girls and boys. That's what we're seen as. If you're masculine in any kind of way, you are a broken girl. You don't cry in front of people regularly. Why not? Women do that. You should get in touch with your emotions. We keep getting told over and over and over how we need to be more like women. They don't say it that way. But they keep bringing it up. And it hit me. In a society where boys are seen as broken girls, of course somebody like Dylan Mulvaney is going to be held up as a hero. Of course the trans man thing or trans women thing is going to be such a big thing. Because look, these are what men should become. We need to basically become women. And it also hit me, you don't really see, with the exception of maybe Buck Angel, which somebody brought up to me as though it was a point, you don't see trans men celebrated this way. Thank you, Alan, who says amen. You don't see trans men out there, biological girls who are men, who come out in like excessively masculine, right? You don't see them become dude bros. You don't see him become Andrew Tate, right? We don't see that. In fact, they're still feminine to the point where like man has a baby. Man. And in that sense, that's a man becoming a woman, even though it's a woman who's just a man. Doesn't Buck Angel get attacked? Yo, Buck Angel gets attacked all the time. Because Buck Angel's honest. Buck Angel says, look, I present as a man. This is what makes me okay with living my life. But I'm absolutely a biological woman, and I cannot change that fact. Buck is honest about that. And the trans community hates him for it. And for those of you who have problems with pronouns that I use sometimes, with Buck Angel, I will be respectful because I respect Buck Angel. Buck is old school. Buck Angel went through this shit when it actually was dangerous to do it. Buck Angel went through this shit when it was a negative to come out as trans. Who's Buck Angel? Buck Angel is they call him the trampaw. It's really funny. But Buck Angel's a biological woman who transitioned to a man. If you saw Buck, you would not go, yeah, that's a woman. Buck has a full beard. Buck doesn't have that puberty beard that so many of them have. Buck has pecs, not titties, pecs. Buck is cut. Do not look up Buck Angel with your safe search turned off, though, because you will see some. Buck did porn and stuff. So there's videos of Buck Angel getting his vagina pounded, and it will disturb, it will haunt you, unless you're into that stuff, I guess. But yeah, Buck does get attacked. But even Buck Angel being, buffed up and everything, Buck doesn't come off all dude bro-y, right? Buck doesn't come out there and be like, yeah, man, I'm gonna go smash some puss. I'm gonna drink me a beer and smash some puss. You don't have this over-the-top caricature like you have with this Dylan Mulvaney piece of shit. In a society where we treat boys as broken girls, of course, this is the role model. And that shit's got to stop. Andrew Tate, yes, there's going to be a whole bunch of young men who are out there be like, yes, Buck does still sound very feminine. But you're going to have boys out there going, I don't feel like a girl. I mean, I want to climb that tree and jump and tell that chick that she's got nice titties. Why am I being told all of this is wrong? And then you have Andrew Tate up there telling, that's not wrong. That's not wrong. Admit, Monkey, Buck Angel's more man than a lot. Yeah, more man than old Dylan here. The feminization of men has got to stop. It really does. And I'm not saying, hey, go back to beating women or whatever the fuck we supposedly did throughout history. But I'm not saying put women back in the kitchen, but men need to be allowed to be men. We need to be allowed to be men. And that is the appeal of Andrew Tate. The appeal of Andrew Tate is he is unashamed of his masculinity, whether you believe it's real or not, because I think a lot of his stuff is blowhard bullshit. But Andrew Tate's not the first one like that. We saw a lot of this very same shit with the rise of the alt-right. Once it's taken over by your racist shitbags. You had people who were unapologetic about their manliness. I'm a man. Fuck you. I'm not bending to your SJW bullshit. And that's how they got a nice foothold in. And a lot of guys were like, yeah, fuck that shit. I'm not doing that shit anymore. And you get somebody like Tate. These are people who do not have good male role models. And right now, the two male role models, the masculine, I'm using air quotes, masculine male role models out there are Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson. That's where young men are going. Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson. Because they don't have dads who are doing the job because you men are fucking pussies and keep bending to the will of women. Hashtag not all women. I need to change it to the feminist narrative. I need to stop saying to bending to women. They're bending to the will of the feminist narrative. Stop it. Boys are not broken girls. You women will never understand what it's like to be a boy. You just won't. My son, when he was maybe a year, year and a half. He's sitting in the middle of the floor, chewing on a shoe, because that's what he liked to do. And then out of nowhere, he just starts slapping himself in the face with it. And my wife looked at me sincerely with worry on her face and went, "Is there something wrong with him?" And I had to tell her, no, there's not. He's just a boy. My wife didn't grow up around boys. She knew, she had male friends in the neighborhood, that kind of stuff, but she grew up in a house with a sister, and her parents did get divorced. So she grew up with her mom and her sister. She did not grow up around boys. My son doing that, I was like, yeah, I get that 100%. When I was a kid, when we lived in San Diego, I was about 5 at the time. I used to beat my head on the cement for fun. There was also this big green, I don't know, what are they, Transformers? This big green box that sat in the cul-de-sac we lived in. I think it was a power box. And we would climb on it and get yelled at and stuff. But I'd also bang my head into that. Weren't you raised by a woman primarily? Yeah, and here's the difference, though. Boys and girls used to be raised differently. My mom had no problem looking at me and saying, "Boys don't cry," because we used to do that. Now, my mom didn't say that if I was seriously hurt, but she would say that if I was, being a whiny little bitch, which kids can be. She said, "Hey, come on, you don't need to cry about that." We've changed the way we raise them. Mom did not raise us to be girls at all. Mom raised us to be rough and tumble and go out there and play and be safe, but go out there and have adventures without cause. Yes, Faithless. It's okay to cry. Like, actually, I didn't cry when I broke my hand. One time, wax built up in my ear really, really bad, to where they had to go. They took a needle and stuck it in my ear and rinsed all around it, and then pulled out this big old chunk of wax, and it hurt like fuck. I had a serious ear problem. I cried about it. Mom didn't go, "Hey, pussy, stop it." But if I didn't get my way on something and started crying, Mom, "Hey, knock it off. Boys don't cry like that. Stop it. I'll give you something to cry." How many of you guys are old enough to have gotten, "If you don't stop crying, I'm going to give you something to cry about"? You guys ever get that? I used to get that. "You don't stop crying, I will give you something to cry about." Nearly all violent gangbangers come from single mother homes. We have a problem. We have a issue with good male role models, largely fathers. Anyway, and we have the statistics. We know the statistics. A dual family, male, mom, dad, raising children, the children turn out better. And by better, I mean less crime, more income. It's just they have better lives. That doesn't mean stay with some guy who's beating your ass, but it also doesn't mean leave because it's Thursday. Anyhow, sorry, I don't really want to get into the whole argument again. It just hit me with that Dylan Mulvaney thing. Of course, he's the hero. He's the dream. Turning boys into girls. And that's what feminism has become. And we watched it happen. We watched it happen going through the anti-SJW days. Every time you hear him go, "Men need to get more in touch with their emotions," what they're saying is men need to be more like girls. Men need to be more like women. And no, we don't. Leave us alone. We were fine before you guys started getting involved. The suicide numbers are going up. During the pandemic, the suicide rate for men went up 8%. 8%. And it keeps rising. Leave us alone. Let us be men. Stop yelling at us in parking lots because we try to get your attention for whatever reason. Don't you dare approach a woman in a parking. Shut up. Stop treating men like shit. Stop with your "men are the problem" bullshit. By all means, go out there and be feminine. enjoy your femininity, preach it, whatever. Saw a post. So I got in an argument with an idiot, because of course I did. And I was going through their timeline, and they put up a post from some retard who said, men only watch men's sports. Men only hang out with other men. Men. And it was this whole list of things that men do with other men because we don't like women. No, it has nothing to do with not liking women. We love women. In fact, we love women so much, you guys tell us, hey, stop liking us so much. Stop objectifying us. And it said, we need to do that with women. We need to only watch women's sports. Like, why? You like the boring shit? I saw in the last NCAA tournament, the final score of the women's championship, 102-85. And the story of the whole thing is about the disrespect afterwards. On the same day that I read about that story, this male player in the men's NCAA tournament shot a three-pointer. Hang on, I'm gonna bring Jack in here. What's up, Jack?
Hey, how's it going?
I know. How you doing?
Yeah, wandered by. I'm like Mr. Green Jeans, apparently. I just sort of wander through places. I'm like, howdy, neighbor.
I'm just explaining why men watch men's sports.
So I heard you mentioning earwax, and I was like, this is a good time to go pee.
So in the men's tournament, this guy shoots a three-pointer from the three-point line, misses, dunks off his own rebound. That's why we watch men's sports. Was there even a dunk in the women's NCAA tournament?
Did women dunk?
Women dunk so infrequently, it's actually news when they dunk. Even a regular one. This motherfucker shot from the three-point line and dunked his own rebound. That's fucking amazing. If you ever played basketball or watched basketball, that's a fucking amazing feat. That's why. Yeah, I know, Frost. I'm getting there. I'm sorry, but that is why we watch men's sports. It's not because we don't like women. It's because you want to watch the more exciting shit.
Well, some of it's because we don't like women.
Okay, Jag doesn't like women. I love women. I think my position on women, I mean, let's be honest, my world revolves around women. Including my cat is female and pushes me around.
As a man in the dating market, let me tell you, there's a lot to be resentful of.
Frosted Glass, thank you. The Who predicted feminism and transgenderism back in the 60s. I'm a boy, but my ma won't admit it. I'm a boy, but if I say it, I might get it. Is that a real song?
I mean, would you be surprised?
No. But yeah, I was just telling the audience, Jack, I had the epiphany the other day that, of course, Dylan Mulvaney is the champion of the media right now because they see men as broken girls. He's the dream. He has become the girl. He shed all of his manhood. That's why we celebrate Caitlyn Jenner. Anybody who Jazz, any of these people who come, I'm a girl, they get celebrated because they are the dream.
Yeah, it's a metamorphosis. You're shedding the evil toxicity.
Yes. That toxic masculinity.
Yeah, you are no longer a hideous caterpillar. You are now a beautiful butterfly, you stunning and brave bitch.
Yep. And that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, Lester, he's been redeemed. It's sort of like baptismal.
So Jack, yeah, exactly. You're right. That's a good metaphor. That really, I mean, the butterfly works too, but yeah, it's they've been baptized. They went under the water as a boy and came up as a woman. It's got to stop. It really does. This is how you get Andrew Tate. It just is.
But this is how you get an overcorrection too.
Yeah, and again, Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate is an overcorrection.
Oh, absolutely. Eagle said stepped away, fry some eggs. Hopefully I didn't miss much. You missed Monkey talking about earwax, apparently.
Just briefly.
Yeah, I hope our eggs turned out well. I kind of want some eggs now, but I can't afford them. They're still like $5 at my local grocery stores.
Really? We're like under 2.
Oh, geez, I wish.
Yeah.
Cheapest I've seen them has been like $4. Thank you, Alan, who says, glad to see you, Jack. Oh, it's good to see you too, man. Thank you. I hope you're doing well. I hope all of you are doing well out there.
If you know a young man out there who's looking for direction, who's looking for a leader, and you're like, I don't want to send him to Peterson, I don't want to send him to Tate. Here's who I think should be held up as a masculine role model, Jack. You ready for it? Mike Rowe.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
Mike Rowe that's what men should be striving for.
Yeah. Gets in there, does the dirty job, literal, and doesn't complain about it. He just gets in there, does what needs done.
Has fun, makes jokes. Mike Rowe. That's who should be the one that everybody's holding up and like, this is a man.
Yeah. And he seems to be a pretty down-to-earth, normal guy. He doesn't seem like he's an asshole. He's not trying to con anyone or sell anything. He's just out there seeing doing dirty jobs.
Yep. And that if you have a young boy, something, watch
audio ducking. What?
Oh, sorry about that.
What?
I said, if you have a young man out there and you're a single mom, you're like, I got to get this kid a role model. Turn on some dirty jobs.
No, Frosted, not Chris Brown.
No, that's the overcorrection.
Yeah. No, Mike Rowe, though, I mean, some of the jobs he did, yeah, they're filthy, disgusting jobs, but there's a part of your animal brain that's like, that looks really cool.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no, there's some of it that's like, no, that's fucking gross. I mean, if I needed money, see, this is another part of it. A lot of these jobs, these people don't do because they want to. It's because it pays well and they need money.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we live in a society where I shouldn't have to work. What?
Oh my God. I was watching some Kevin Samuels earlier and that basically came up. Like this woman was like, well, I mean, I'll just be a boss. I don't want to run it. I want to be the boss.
Right?
And I was like, yeah, that's pretty modern thinking there. Yeah, working sucks. We all hate it, but you either find a cushy job, which is pretty hard to do, or you just suck it up and do what you got to do.
Yeah. You think I liked working in a machine shop? That shit was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Paid well.
Well, yeah, because it's a horrible job.
So, yeah. Don't turn if you see your kid watching Tate, tell him to watch some dirty jobs. Anyhow, yes, R.I.P. Kevin. Kevin, I liked Kevin.
Yeah. Good. Didn't always agree with some of his more Black Hebrew Israelite takes, but agree to disagree. Our people didn't come from the Caucasus Mountains, Kev. Otherwise, solid dude all around.
As someone who used to build skyscrapers, I can tell you I saw one woman on the job in 22 years, and she was a machinist, and let's say she was manly. When I worked at the shop, I only worked there for 6 years. We had 2 women who worked in the shop. There was one who worked in the front office and then 2 in the shop. And they were kind of manly, and they didn't do the bigger jobs. They did what we call secondary work, Jack.
Yeah, girl jobs.
Yeah, because you'd have they don't say that. I did secondary work.
Were you doing
I was in charge of secondary for a while.
Well, you were in charge. It's not
fucker.
You're not down there doing Charlie work.
I actually did. I did a lot of the cleanup work because I would get in there and just clean. Sometimes the machines, most of the time that we ran stuff, we ran steel, but occasionally we'd need to make a part with aluminum or brass, and you can't mix up the shavings because we recycle that shit. And if they're mixed, then you don't get as much money for it. So we would have to empty the machine out completely, dig all of the nasty crap out of it. And most of the chips and stuff that fall off it are pretty big, but you get this really fine dust. And I would have to go in there and just clean. I love that shit. It was a great way to spend a night by myself, just cleaning. There's a catharsis from that. And this is back when we couldn't use like music and stuff to keep ourselves entertained. So I had to sing to myself.
Yeah. Oh, the first time I had a job where you could like have headphones, I was like, what? That's weird.
The worrisome waste swamper, thank you. I hate dealing with the guests at Disneyland, but the pay is good. Exactly. You do what you got to do. And that is what dirty jobs, I think, really impresses on people, you know?
Yeah. And quite honestly, people that work at Disney are a lot like garbage workers. They have one of the worst jobs in the world because not only are they dealing with the public, they're dealing with the like either the snobby elites or the ghetto trash and all the rotten kids of both.
My uncle plays retro music in his shop. It drives the guys nuts. We weren't allowed to have music because you had to be listening for other things. Because a lot of times the way you found a problem with your machine was the sound. You'd hear a knock that was, not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow, go ahead.
Thank you, Dragon Mage. Have you seen that WotC is removing half races because they think they are inherently racist? I did see that, and it's more fucking nonsense out of Wizards of the Coast. Somebody else is going to eat their lunch. If you get decent marketing and have even a remotely solid RPG, now is the time to go with it and try and launch it because people are just bleeding out of Hasbro. Wizards of the Coast is tanking their own business with this woke nonsense, and it's making their sales numbers worse and worse.
Jennifer says he told my mom he put the monkeys on. They were so annoyed. How do you get annoyed at the monkeys?
I don't know. It's hard because they're daydream believers who caught the last train out of Clarksville.
I fucking love the monkeys. I really do. I like monkeys music more than I probably like more monkeys songs than I like Beatles songs. And they had a lot less.
Well, I think that the I'm gonna say one of the most controversial statements I've probably ever made. I think the Beatles are a little overrated.
I don't find that controversial at all. I think they're very overrated. And I like some of their songs. But a lot of their songs are just trash. Beatles largely sucked. Yes, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Anyway, Jack, I'm going to change topics here. I guess we should cover the story coming out of Tennessee. The Tennessee state legislature today voted to remove 2 Democrats from the state legislature because they joined the protest and were using bullhorns on the House floor.
Well, the one guy, I mean, you want to talk insurrectionism? That Jones guy was really pushing some shit. Like,
was that not the worst Martin Luther King impression you've ever seen?
Oh yeah, I hate it when public speakers get up and try and do the preacher voice. First of all, it kind of annoys me to begin with when preachers do it. But then you're not a preacher, but you're doing this sing-song way of speaking. That bothers me.
There's some people who can pull it off. I actually don't think Warnock does a pretty decent job when he goes into that mode, but not many people can actually pull it off. But yeah, this guy is a piece of shit, and yeah, so they removed him. I don't know enough about it to talk more about it, Jack.
Yeah.
So I just drop in the news there for you guys.
Yeah.
Now.
He was saying things like along the lines of no justice, no peace.
Yeah.
But he changed the wording a little bit. There's video out there. It's funny watching Karine Jean-Pierre try and defend this shit. Because they impeached Trump twice over more innocuous shit. They're going after him for January 6th. And what this guy did was way more direct action. I'll drop a link with some video if you guys want to watch it.
Oh, do you have a video of it?
I've got a link that's got a video embedded in it.
Oh, toss it to me. We'll watch some of it. Eagle says, haven't seen or heard about it. It's one of the 2 stories that was blowing up when I woke up tonight. The first one being the Rebekah Jones one, and then this was the other one. Of course, I can't open that one. God damn it. Can you give me the original
I'll
link?
I'll give you the actual link.
Yeah. You know what's weird? I was actually able to archive something. We looked at a Rebekah Jones article that was archived earlier because I was able to do it, Jack.
Oh, I'm proud of you.
It's hit or miss whether or not it actually lets me do it.
There was something major going on that I wanted to talk about. Hold on, let me find it. Did you talk about the Supreme Court ruling?
I didn't see a Supreme Court ruling.
Yeah, well, it's not a real ruling. There was a case from West Virginia about a transgender athlete that got sent to the Supreme Court, and everybody's saying this is a big win for transgenderism. But what it did was, so the Supreme Court ruled that West Virginia transgender athletes can compete on female sports teams is the headline. That's not what was done. What they did was the people that were sending it to the Supreme Court were trying to get around an appeals court decision, and it wasn't done working its way through a tribunal. So the Supreme Court sent it back until that's resolved. With two dissenting, it was Clarence Thomas and somebody else.
I have a story from this. Supreme Court allows 12-year-old transgender girl to run girls track in West Virginia. Supreme Court ruled on Thursday that a 12-year-old transgender West Virginia girl can compete in her middle school girls sports teams amid a lawsuit over a ban. Lawyers and representatives for Becky Pepper Johnson had initially asked the Supreme Court to reject an emergency application from West Virginia lawmakers that would have allowed student athletes to only play for sports against those of their biological gender. They refused to disturb an appeals court order that made it possible for the girl. Oh, yeah. They didn't actually rule on it. They just said, we're not going to override them. Yeah.
Well, there's some appeal process thing that's not done.
Yeah.
So they were just kicking it back, basically, even though Alito and Thomas were like, well, this is a big issue. We're going to have to take it at some point.
Yeah. So this isn't even really a ruling. They just this is what we talked about the other day with, what was the ruling that they did this on, where you have sometimes the court, when they're not going to accept the case is basically what this is.
Yeah.
They're saying, we're not going to hear this.
It's either they're not interested in dealing with it right now, or it's not done with the process that it needs to go through.
Yeah. So
yeah.
And it's just about the stay. It's not about just from what I read there, it's still in the first court. The law passes, they ask a judge, the judge answers, then it goes to the appellate court. The appellate court put a stay on it until it works through the court the full way. So,
yeah. I just wanted to see if you'd seen that article. I didn't mean to derail everything here.
No, we don't get derailed here. We don't have rails here.
Yeah, I know.
We're more like
I like to pretend that we have a format.
We're more like a rudderless boat on the ocean than we are a train on a track.
Yeah, it's like two guys trying to row with their hands because we're opposite ends rowing different directions sometimes.
Yep. Anyhow, yeah, it just has to play out. And my guess would be heard before the full court. This law is going to stand up. You're going to have to be able to prove why it shouldn't. And there's enough evidence of biological differences that this can't stand, or it should stand. It can't be shot down.
Yeah.
Anyway, good assessment. I know. I'm good with words, Jack.
Indeed.
This story we're going to cover just because it made me laugh. This was published on Wednesday. Hogwarts legacy proves Harry Potter should leave Slytherin behind.
What?
Yeah, this is from Kotaku.
Oh, God. Fake nerds.
When I was a kid at the peak of Harry Potter mania, I considered myself a Slytherin. Of course you did. There's two that you will hear people, if they're not going to go for the normal Gryffindor and be a normal person, there's two you'll hear them go. I'm Slytherin, or I'm a Hufflepuff.
Ugh. Who wants to be Hufflepuff? They have such a stupid name.
Girls.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, at least like Ravenclaw sounds cool. Like, okay, you're the math nerds, I guess, but you have a cool team name.
Oh, and he says when you're a utopia isn't utopia enough. I know, right? All right, where are we? As a child, I didn't think much about the larger connotations of that. As an angsty emo kid, it felt like an extension of identifying as an edgy little shit when all my friends proudly proclaimed they were part of Gryffindor or Hufflepuff. See?
Ugh.
Nobody ever claims Ravenclaw, which
Man.
actually Ravenclaw is kind of a cool one. Like you said, the Raven thing is sweet.
Yeah, ravens are awesome. They're super smart, and they're smarter than dogs. So I mean, they're cool birds. I mean, and they represented things in the Norse mythology, thought and memory. But
They're
no, there's everybody overlooks them. They're like half a puff. Why? Why? That sounds like an inflatable beach ball name.
the crest for Ravenclaw is also really cool. But anyway, at that young age, Slytherin was an aesthetic choice more than it was something I really ever sat with and interrogated. You're not supposed to sit with it and interrogate it, you fucking retard.
These people really overanalyze their fiction.
This is the kind of person who would take one of those which house are you tests and take it seriously.
Yeah.
By the time I was a teenager and found some connection to the house as a sign of ambition, I fashioned together the closest approximation to a Slytherin uniform when I went to the Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 premiere. I collected merchandise adorned with the house iconic green snake and was giddy when Pottermore confirmed my Hogwarts house in an official manner in 2009. See? They confirmed my house. It's not real, dude. This has got to be a dude, right?
What is fiction?
Yep, Kenneth. Yep. Had to be a dude. Went Slytherin. It was a simpler time to be a Harry Potter fan, and in a decade since, it's
don't leave me hanging,
it's a
dude.
book. It's a story. It's fictional. What the fuck are you? Hogwarts Legacy is one of the biggest projects in the Harry Potter universe since the original books and films, with the Fantastic Beasts series more or less flying under the radar compared to the megalithic cultural moment of the original series. Yeah, because the Fantastic Beasts story just doesn't. It's not interesting. That's the problem with it. It's just not interesting.
Well, they're trying to take something off of like a book title and make it into a movie trilogy. I mean, that story isn't like canon kind of stuff,
They literally just took a minor part of what book is that? Is that 5 where they have the monster book? This little tiny thing, and like, let's make a whole series based on that.
Yeah, it's a little throwaway thing.
For a lot of people, this has meant seeing Harry Potter for what it always was, a franchise. As such, has been subject to some of the most scrutiny the franchise has ever been under since author J.K. Rowling went mask off as a trans exclusionary radical feminist. Dun dun dun. I like since she went mask off. That wasn't even a thing when those books were written.
Yeah. Well, not like what it is now. I mean, being a feminist back then was like girl power. It was just more annoying than your 90s feminist. Now it's like batshit insane.
Monkey, when you take long pauses, we think your internet has had a heart stroke. I understand that, and it's one of the reasons that if I ever could, I probably would go cam. I've decided that, Jack. If I ever got the ability, I probably would go camera.
Oh.
Largely because of my speaking style.
Yeah, I'm not because I'm fat and ugly.
Well, I'm cute and cute, so I'm fat, but I'm not like grotesque. So, yeah. Fantastic Beasts was a side lore book. Fantastic Beasts comes from there's one of the what year is it? It's even in the movies where Harry gets a book and the book like actually tries to eat people. It's a angry book. That's the Fantastic Beasts book.
Oh, I think that's the second one, isn't it? When they were trying to find the Chamber of Secrets.
No, it's further along than that.
I don't know.
Maybe it's 3.
Not that big enough of a Harry Potter nerd, I guess.
Damon just it's 3 because it's the one at the beginning. He's running away because he did magic, and the minister of magic like, oh, that's no big deal, and he's up in the room that he's waiting to go to Hogwarts, and he has that book, and it attacks him from underneath the bed. Anyway,
real quick, thank you, Keldrick. This is gayer than Pete Buttigieg.
Who said that?
Keldrick.
Shut up. For a lot of people, this meant seeing Harry Potter for what it always was, a franchise with entrenched prejudices that are worth interrogating, whether that be the anti-Semitic tropes of the universe's goblins or its questionable moral stance, whereby the systems that have allowed oppression to ferment are fine, but the individuals rocking the boat are the real problem. I kind of want to sit down with this person and just have a conversation about Harry Potter.
I don't want to talk to this person about anything because they sound insane. I mean, this
Whose
is a
own
grown
Carolyn
up.
Petit goes into this in her piece on the game, where she digs into how the core values of the Harry Potter universe make way for prejudice and suffering without considering how it allowed things to get this far. For me, the Hogwarts houses are a system that seems simple on the surface, but actually carries some complicated baggage.
Oh my God, you're reading into this children's book way too much. Oh
Yes.
yeah, you don't understand. It's super complicated, man. No, we're not talking about the rules for D&D 3rd edition here, idiot. Even then, you're really kind of taking it a little far. But like, oh, the sorting hat thing for the houses, man, you don't understand. It's super deep. No, it's not. Shut up. Stop trying to justify your hobby beyond the fact that I like this.
The house thing, I mean, it's teams. That's what the houses are. They're your team. And yes, they pick on each other, like kids do. That's probably one of the most accurate parts of the book when it comes to how kids act, because they're basically, each one is a clique. And
Yeah.
they stand up for each other and they fuck with the others. You're not
Yeah,
part of our group, go away.
Yeah, it's to create rivalry too, so that the kids can compete against each other. You're creating tribalism.
And then you do have things like slavery is a thing in the Harry Potter universe, and the slaves are okay with it. Most of them are. It's the house elves.
Yeah.
They see it as their duty. It's what they are. Oh my God! They have this. It's a fake universe. You know that, right? They're not humans, and they're okay with it. It's a fictional fucking world.
You don't understand. Elves are totally real.
Hufflepuff are the trans kids? Yes, they are. Anyhow.
Real quick. Thank you, Frosted Glass. Because Monk doesn't have a face cam yet, we didn't see him end his recollection of the 3rd book by pushing up his glasses and puffing out his inhaler. You're like, actually.
My glasses are sitting over there where they've sat for like the last 3 years, fucker. James Colley, thank you. Not all POC wizards get sorted to Azkaban. True. In fact, I believe all the ones we see go to what? Ravenclaw and Gryffindor. The good houses. You know what that misses, and this pisses me off? If you watch through the end of the series, you actually paid attention to the whole series. Even though he's a complete cocksucker, Snape is probably the bravest of all of the people in this series.
Yeah.
Literally to the point where he killed and died to save Harry. Now, granted, he didn't want to die, but the bravest of all of them. Like, oh, Slytherin, you didn't pay attention to the fucking book, asshole. Anyhow, it's like somebody watched Pitch Meeting and wrote a Harry Potter story about it.
Yeah, well, these people aren't real smart, dude. So.
And especially if you've only ever seen this. If you read the books, he is a lot meaner to Harry Potter in the books. Like a lot meaner. He's mean to Harry Potter because Harry Potter's dad got to bang the chick that he wanted to bang and had been mean to him as a kid.
Yeah, I get it, but
you have to take it out on the kid, though.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And I just wanted to talk about that one because, like, we've talked, since the turfiness of Miss Rowling, a lot of these fucking assholes seem to have tried to distance themselves from Harry Potter, but even when they do, they can't stop themselves. They're still looking at Harry Potter as the real world. You goofy
Well,
bitches.
they're very weird people that have problems with reality. So, I mean, this makes
It's
sense.
just so weird. It's just so weird. I love Harry Potter. Obviously, I do. I can talk about most of it pretty easily. I know there was a black in Slytherin. He was one of Malfoy's. Was there? And see,
I don't remember any in Slytherin.
we say black in Slytherin. I'm thinking of like the black family, not a black person. Anyhow, NPR. Did you see they got that the designation from Twitter that they are a state media?
They are state media.
They are. They do get funding from the United States government. Now, the government can't do it directly. So what they did is they set up this, what is it? CBP? I forget what it is. Consumer Broadcasting. I forget. But they give them money, and then those people give money to NPR and PBS. And so they got that designation. They got very mad about it. How dare you?
How dare you tell the truth?
You get money from the government, and they said, well, hey, they don't do this to the BBC. The BBC deserves it too, frankly. They absolutely do.
Yeah, they're funded by the taxpayers too. I mean, the government lets them do what they want, but they're taxpayer funded.
When you say the government lets them do what they want, let's sure.
Oh, that as long as it's very left leaning.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, at least we don't have to, have a license to pay for the stupid shit.
Oh my God, there might be another revolution if they're like, you have to pay for TV service.
Yeah, that's fucking retarded. But yeah, they got mad about it, and their current editor in chief, I guess, he came out, hey, we stand for free speech. This is what he said. NPR stands for free speech and holding the powerful accountable. A vigorous, vibrant, free press is essential to the health of our democracy.
NPR said that?
Yeah.
Right.
And then he's here's my full statement. So let's take a look, shall we? Oh, wait, I do it from here. We are disturbed to see that last night that Twitter has labeled NPR as state-affiliated media, a description that, per Twitter's own guidelines, does not apply to NPR. NPR and our member stations are supported by millions of listeners who depend on us for the independent, fact-based journalism we provide. NPR stands for freedom of speech and holding the powerful accountable. It is unacceptable for Twitter to label us this way. A vigorous, vibrant, free press is essential to the health of our democracy.
Oh my God.
Back in 2020, NPR came out and said, we are not going to look at the Hunter Biden story. It's unimportant. Yeah. Even if the stuff in there, this is what they said, and I'm paraphrasing, even if the stuff in there is real, there's really nothing to see here. Really?
Nothing to see here. Don't look at this.
Yep. The free, vigorous reporting, holding the powerful accountable.
That's what I'd say if I was corrupt too.
Oh, son of a bitch. I really don't like these people.
Understandable.
Yeah, these fucking people. All right. I just found it funny because, look, you get funding from the government. Any media source that gets funding like that directly, and that's what it is, it's a government grant from the thing, should have to tell everybody, yes, we're state sponsored, because that's literally what sponsored means, you stupid shit.
Yeah.
Sounds like an in-kind campaign contribution. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of media where you could look at it, and especially through the 2020 campaign, there was in-kind media contributions or in-kind campaign contributions to Biden.
Oh, yeah.
And I would say in 2016, there was a whole discussion we gave Trump so much media. It was like so much free media, except for 98% of it was all negative.
Yeah.
No, it was free media. You guys weren't doing that because you were trying to promote him. That was free media to the Hillary campaign. It just blew up in your face because people were like, yeah, you guys are a bunch of shitheads.
Yeah, basically they tried to have a party where the entire theme of the party was to make fun of somebody they didn't like, and then that kid showed up and turned out to be very popular, and they got mad, and they're like, we threw you a party. No, you didn't.
Yeah, so they can go fuck themselves. And any of these assholes, free and fair, we go after the big. No, you don't. Shut the fuck up. If you went after the big guys, you'd be out there asking, hey, who blew up Nord Stream? Oh shit! Did I retweet that? Ah, fuck. I want to say I did. Where is it, Jack? Did you see the New York Times story about the leaked plans, or did you see the leaked plans? Somebody leaked on social media U.S. and NATO plans for Ukraine.
Uh-oh. I did not see that. Oh, while you're looking up, though, thank you, Frosted Glass. PBS, you get paid to air reruns from the BBC and add retarded Muppets to Sesame Street. Get off your high horse, right?
Ukraine war plans.
That is very accurate.
Ukraine war plans leak prompts Pentagon investigation. Classified documents detailing secret American and NATO plans have appeared on Twitter and Telegram.
Oopsie. They're probably on Mastodon too, but nobody goes there except perverts.
Classified war documents detailing secret American and NATO plans for building up the Ukrainian military ahead of a planned offensive against Russia were posted this week on social media channels, senior Biden administration officials said. Pentagon is investigating who may have been behind the leak of the documents, which appeared on Twitter and Telegram, a platform with more than 500 million users that is widely available in Russia.
Oh, dun, dun, dun.
Military analysts said the documents appeared to have been modified in certain parts from their original format, overstating American estimates of Ukraine war dead and underestimating Russian troops killed. So that's what they changed. Is
that's what they got out of that?
Yeah. Real quick, somebody asked for links. I'm going to throw the link in each of these. This is the actual New York Times link. This is one where I couldn't archive it, Jack.
Yeah, it's Times.
No, the fucking archive thing, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I just couldn't open it. The modifications could point to an effort of disinformation by Moscow.
Ooh.
But the disclosures in the original documents, which appeared as photographs of charts of anticipated weapons delivery, troop and battalion strengths, and other plans, represented a significant breach of American intelligence in the effort to aid Ukraine.
Oh my God, somebody in the federal government leaks information to the media? Oh, I'm so shocked.
Now, these plans are, from what they're saying, go back to March. So this is actually a month old. So maybe these aren't the plans anymore. But whoopsie. NATO should not be involved here.
No, this looks like a proxy war, and Russia's going to escalate this if we're not careful. They did move a bunch of nukes over to Belarus, but that's not a good thing.
Faithless, exactly. If Moscow had the info, why would they publish it and throw away the advantage?
Yeah.
You know where the troop movements are. You keep that to yourself and just wait. You ambush them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what's going on with our Pentagon, Jack. Good job, boys.
Incompetence all over the military these days. The shit, man.
Hey. They believe girls or boys or whatever.
Yeah, that's just it. Like, we have so much focus on all this wokeness crap. They're not prepared for anything, and apparently everybody's a fucking blabbermouth.
Now, this last article, we're not going to read it. I'm just going to throw it into chat for you guys. So what I talked about earlier with Andrew Tate, and it's from the New York Post, Ricky Schlott. I don't know who this chick is, but she wrote it, and it's examining why men are turning to Andrew Tate. I think she gets it mostly right. So check that out if you guys want to see it. All righty. What'd you bring today, Jack? Oh, good God. You got 7 articles.
Got a bunch of crap you can choose from.
Well, I can't do that one. This is the guy getting expelled. I'll throw this one into chat for those who want to check it out. I don't know enough about it. I don't want to talk about it, so I dig into that one deeper. There we go. But yeah, that's the Tennessee Democrat who got kicked out of the state legislature. Oh man, what the fuck is this?
What'd you like to know?
No, because I can look at it, and I'm trying very hard not to read what it says, Jack.
Oh,
I'm not reading it because I do things the right way. I'm a good host. All right. I'm just looking at it. Protect to. Oh God damn it.
Yeah, why? This is out of Canada. You can see the little logo in the bottom corner.
Why is Two-Spirit put in front of LGB now?
Because when you file things, numbers come before letters.
Alan, thank you so much. Monday was my birthday and wrecked my car on my way to work. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry to hear that. Happy birthday. This one's for you, and a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alan. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I hope you had I was going to say, I hope you had a great one, but you wrecked your car. I hope the rest of it was okay. And I hope your car's fixed quickly.
Yeah. I hope somebody else pays for it.
I'm going to bring this up again. Little Butt's birthday we're celebrating it this weekend, Jack, and get to go down and hang out with them again.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm happy. All right. Protect Two-Spirit, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer. What is the I? Intersex?
Probably. I was thinking intestinal tract or
could be
intercourse.
For the gay guys. Communities. And in the background of this, we have on the upper left trans Caitlyn Jenner.
I wasn't trying to figure that much out. It's what this crazy bitch says. It's more horrifying.
Oh no, I'm gonna get there. I'm just looking at the background and stuff. Next to that, we have an extra from Cherry 2000.
It looks like either an 80s Twisted Sister knockoff.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. You got like masked Lori Lightfoot next to that.
Yep. Oh, or Presley, because she's bald, right?
Yeah. And then you got the weird looking Downsy girl from Last of Us down in front there. She's all fat.
I like how you have the Karen over on the right who's like looking over her like, you better not fuck this up.
Yeah. Well, the speaker is we're not allowed to say obnoxious twat anymore.
You can say obnoxious twat.
Oh,
you can't use the C word.
Person. Oh, yeah.
We as far as I know, we can still say the T word. Or T water.
T bird? What?
Say it like the British do. Twait. How do you guys say it?
Twat.
Twot.
I don't know. That they say things weird.
Anyhow, let's listen to what they have to say. I'm done judging people.
Yeah, this is Canada. Remember, guys.
You know what? We need to. Did we talk? We didn't talk about the Lauren Chen tweet, did we?
No.
Oh no. We're gonna.
Yeah.
Because Lauren Chen brought up a very good point, and we're gonna have to check that one out.
It enables the Attorney General to create a 2S LGBTQI+ community safety zone to prohibit within 100 meters of the property any homophobic, transphobic act of intimidation, threat, offensive threats, offensive remarks, protest, disturbance, and distribution of hate propaganda.
Offensive remarks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, within
Within the
100 meters.
meaning of the criminal code. It also comes with it a penalty of $25,000 if prosecuted successfully.
Dear God.
Yeah, this is a criminal act now. This is what they're
Fuck.
trying to get through, and it looks like it's going to go through if it hasn't already.
Probably. Canadians, good luck.
Yeah. Literal thought crimes. Exactly, Faithless. Canada is so much worse than we thought. They literally have no free speech to begin with, but criminalizing being mean to somebody and creating like a protection field around them, that is so antithetical to what we used to stand for and even Canada, but
well,
I guess that's the state of things.
Liberalism is now arguing for the control of speech.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This is why when people, hey, that's not what a liberal is. It is what they are today.
Yeah. And have been for a few years now. They're
Quite
just
a while.
much more open about it.
It has slowly been building up. I mean, it used to just be social ostracization, and now they want to actually make it criminal.
Yeah.
Comrade Kitty, thank you. So if I use loudspeakers outside the zone, that's a good question. Well, you got to be 100 meters away. So if they're like in the middle, if you're just on the edge, I don't know.
I bet they'll argue that because you can be heard within that 100 meters, you're still guilty. Because that's how these authoritarian types work.
This is insane.
Yeah, it's so incredibly dangerous how much power they're giving over to a tiny group of people. Although that group is expanding exponentially through no reasonable means, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Evolved Potato. You say it like "twoat" when it's just a casual insult. You say it like "twat" when you want to say it in anger with "vile." Also, come to Australians when you don't know how to use a swear word. We've perfected it. That's true. It's in all casual conversation with the Australians and the Irish. If you want to learn to swear, you hit one of them up.
Okay, so here's Lauren Chen's thread. Canada will be allowing assisted suicide for those with mental illness, including depression. I wonder, with assisted suicide being offered to will assisted suicide be offered to trans patients and people with gender dysphoria? Or would that be a progressive faux pas? People got mad at her for this, Jack.
It's a legitimate question.
It's a very legitimate question. Transphobes will take every opportunity to bring up trans suicide. They're going to allow assisted suicide for depression.
Yeah.
Many of the trans community suffer from depression. 40% is reported, Jack. 40% have serious suicidal thoughts.
Yeah. How do they think that's going to look if a bunch of trans people start killing themselves?
Will they allow them to?
Yeah. Oh, they will. This is a death cult.
No, I don't think they will. I think when it comes to trans people, they're going to, oh, sorry, no. You have other issues.
I see where you're at with it, but I think Moloch welcomes all souls to the dark realm. So any sacrifice to him is a good one in their opinion.
And I hear you there. But look what we just saw, man. They're going to where you're not even allowed to upset trans people.
Yeah.
So, and that's why it is a good question. It's not just being a shithead. It's a legitimate discussion. And instead of anybody on the other side, engaging her directly, like, you're the ones that you're a ghoul. Why? Why is she a ghoul? Is suicide okay? Because that's what you're saying with assisted suicide by the fucking state.
Yeah. Well, I think the scenario will play out something like they're going to not admit that the person was trans and say there was some other underlying issue. And then if somebody goes to a rally and insults this person and they charge them criminally for insulting them, and then that person, the so-called victim, goes and kills themselves, they'll charge that abuser with murder. I think that's how it would play out.
Do you think when the trans person fills out the paperwork that they'll use their dead name?
That's a good question.
That one will get us in trouble. All right, let's see. Oh, is this going to load? Hey, it did.
Woo.
All right, so we got one of these. Oh God, yeah. We watched some of the video of this. Here's the story about it, you guys. Fucking Kirby, piece of shit.
I hated everything about that. Oh, I was so enraged watching that.
Biden administration review of Afghan withdrawal repeatedly blames Trump. The White House on Thursday released its review of President Biden's fumbled withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2021. Remember, this is Fox News, so if this was from CNN or the New York Times, they'd be like, they released their review of the perfect withdrawal from Afghanistan, dropping the long-awaited report days before the Easter holiday, while former President Donald Trump's indictment dominates the headlines. Except for he actually brought that up during his speech. In a 12-page outline, Biden officials defend the president's decision to withdraw. It wasn't his decision. What?
It was his decision to do it so differently than everybody else. Yeah, like Trump had a deadline set up.
I mean,
they just scrapped everything, and they're like, let's just wing it.
He could have gone like, look, no, we're not going to do that. I mean, he is the commander in chief, but you can't have it both ways where you're blaming Trump for the withdrawal and taking credit for the withdrawal. You just can't.
They can with the media that we've got now.
Sorry, and I realize this isn't them trying to be nice to Biden. It's Fox News, so yeah. Anyway, calling the decision to end the 2-decade-long war the right thing for the country. It absolutely was the right thing for the country. It was just handled very wrong.
Very poorly.
You know, Jack, if you have termites, right? They find some termites in your house. The right thing to do is to get rid of them. The wrong thing to do is to set your fucking house on fire to get rid of them. There's other ways to do it. The report does not appear to acknowledge any mistake by Biden. Really?
I'm shocked.
However, the document repeatedly criticizes the Trump administration for constraining the conditions of American evacuation. You mean the one that they already went past because it was supposed to be in May?
Yeah. My favorite was Kirby dodging, like, is anybody going to be held accountable for this? Is anybody going to be fired? This is not an accountability document.
As you all know, over these many months, departments and agencies key to the withdrawal conducted thorough internal after-action reviews, each of them examining their decision-making process, as well as how those decisions were executed, White House National Security Spokesman John Kirby said on Thursday. Today, they are making those reviews available to relevant committees in the Senate and in the House, as previewed by Secretary Blinken and Austin in testimony last month. The U.S. We've gone through what happened with the withdrawal and everything. This report is fucking stupid. I didn't realize the report had come out. I didn't get a chance to watch all of Kirby's remarks there.
Oh my God, they're enraging.
They are enraging. We didn't leave behind that stuff. We gave it to them.
Yeah, it's totally theirs. No take backsies.
Yeah, except for the fact that just weeks or months before, they were in American hands at those fucking bases that you left them there at, you shitbag.
Yeah. The whole taking zero accountability for anything and even denying anything went wrong. Like, oh, from where I was, everything looked fine. Yeah, except for the 13 dead soldiers that Biden couldn't bother to pay attention to when he was looking at his watch. 13 dead service members, constant attacks and chaos at the airport, people falling off airplanes as they tried to get into the wheel well to get out of Afghanistan. You gotta be shitting me. Everything went smooth. Fucking idiot. That guy should be fired.
And we brought over a whole bunch of Afghanistanis or Afghanis who Afghanistanis, did I really say that? Afghanis who shouldn't have been brought over and left the ones who actually were helping us.
Yeah, he was trying to say how orderly it was and how we
Oh,
brought
yeah.
over the people that needed brought over. That's not true at all. We abandoned tons of our allies over there.
That prick actually said he didn't see the chaos that everybody saw.
Yeah, I could not believe he said that.
In the clip we watched, this little motherfucker, from the perch I was on, I didn't see this chaos.
I would like to know what perch he was on, because it looked a lot like the U.S. withdrawal from Vietnam.
It was a clusterfuck. It really was.
I mean, the fall of Saigon almost looked more orderly than this.
You know what? With vultures and stuff, when they're trained, when they're up on their perch, if they're not supposed to do the stuff, you know, like whatever aerobatics for a crowd, they keep a hood on them.
Oh, so yeah, he had the little blinder hood on.
The blinder hood. He was on his perch with his blinder hood on.
Oh.
You know how I know that? The movie Pets.
Oh. I was going to go with Beastmaster, but okay.
No, Beastmaster's good, but it's been so long since I've seen it. I didn't even register, but we watch Pets all the time. The Secret Life of Pets, we watch that shit all the time.
How you can tell Monkey lives in a house full of women.
Yeah, it's one of Lady Monkey's favorite movies. She loves when that's what the kids want to watch. Yeah. Anyhow, and you know what? It is a cute movie. I have to agree. And Kevin Hart playing the little bunny in the first. I didn't like the second one as much, but the first one is actually pretty funny. Kevin Hart is amazing in that one. It's just Kevin Hart being Kevin Hart, but it works with the character they gave him. Yeah. He plays this overly excited bunny rabbit, so it's oddly fitting for Kevin Hart.
Yeah, that does sound weirdly fitting for him.
Yeah. Oh man, there's a great part. No, I don't want to. We won't talk about Secret Life Pets. We're gonna move on. Cash App creator Bob Lee, 43, killed in San Francisco stabbing, according to reports. Tech entrepreneur Bob Lee, who created the mobile payment service Cash App, was stabbed to death in a well-to-do San Francisco neighborhood in Representative Nancy Pelosi's district on Tuesday morning, authorities and loved ones said. Do we know where Nancy was at the time?
Do we know where Paul was at the time?
Do we know where the guy who beat up Paul was at the time? 43-year-old dad of two who formerly served as chief technology officer of Square was attacked in the city's downtown Rincon Hill neighborhood at 2:35 a.m., according to San Francisco police. Officers arrived to find the victim, later confirmed to be Lee by CBS News, with multiple stab wounds. He was taken to a nearby hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. That's fucked up, man. He's got two kids.
Yeah.
And he's only 34, so these kids are not, or sorry, 43. They're probably not all that old.
Yeah.
No arrests have been made as of early Wednesday. Police have not released any details about the suspect.
Some hobo.
Probably. Oh, picture of the blood stain. You guys are fucking ghouls. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I should have known it's the Post. The Post is one of my favorite news sources. They still have their biases and stuff, of course, but they tend to be a little more, I don't want to say fair, but I just like them better. I'm going to put it that way.
Yeah, I think they have more talent than a lot of the others.
But they are still a tabloid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, which is often more fun than not.
And you know what? I honestly think, because we're not talking about the Weekly World News here. We're talking more like the Inquirer. Who,
salacious.
For all of the people who've given the Inquirer shit over the years, they've gotten a lot of stories right that the mainstream media later has to catch up for.
Yeah. They never got enough credit for that because they broke some major scandals before anyone else.
And yeah, they might get it in ways that you consider dirty because you guys are like, we don't pay our sources. I mean, we sometimes give them money for expenses, but we don't pay them. Fucking dirty pieces of shit. Can you tell I don't like the press? I really don't.
That's understandable.
The press is a large part of our problems because you know what, Jack? We're going to stop and talk about that. There is a reason for it. It's the same reason that we've seen media used by communists for so long. It is effective. And they are doing what they mean to do because they are activists. That's why you see something will pop up and suddenly the only thing we hear about for 6 months is some new liberal cause. It is very effective, and we do need that free and fair press that asshole from NPR was talking about. We just don't have it. It's sad that the closest thing we have is fucking the New York Post, a tabloid. The New York Post, they would post titties if they were allowed to. They would be like, what's the paper in Britain that does that?
Is that the Sun?
Is it the Sun? British people. Which of your tabloids is it that used to post titty pictures?
Page 6.
Yeah, page 6. Why are there geese out? It is dark as shit.
Is there dicks? Those are the vigilant. That's bat geese.
I fucking hate geese. The next couple of weeks are going to suck because the geese have started to move, Jack.
Yeah, they're flying back north.
They better be careful. They don't honk too close to a trans person. They're going to report you and you're going to get shot. And I fucking hate Canadian geese, man. Oh, what the fuck is that, dude? Probation, community service, but no jail time for man who defaced Pride intersection. Oh, this is the guy who was burning rubber on it?
Yeah.
And they arrested him for it? Delray Beach, Florida. The 20-year-old who vandalized the brand new Pride intersection in Delray Beach with his truck will not have to serve jail time. Tuesday, in a hearing on Zoom that lasted 1 minute, Alexander Jarek of Lake Worth Beach was sentenced to 2 years of probation. What?
That's not TJ Kirk, Brad.
Oh. You know what? God, have you seen him recently?
No, but I didn't like looking at him before, so I just assume it's worse now.
Oh, fuck. I have to. Somebody sent me a tweet from him the other day, and oh my God. There was a picture. Is that his profile picture? No. I have to do this because
I can hear your mouse wheel scrolling.
All right. Dude looks like a fucking extra from what was that show with all the guys with the beards?
Duck Dynasty?
Yeah, Duck Dynasty. Look at him.
What the fuck? Is that a real beard?
I don't know.
It looks like he got a pelt off of a Bigfoot from like Harry and the Hendersons.
Dude, what the fuck?
Wow. Like cult guru.
He's wearing a crown because of course he is.
Of course he is. Look at me doesn't just apply to narcissistic women.
That dude, man, good luck to him. He was also ordered to do 100 hours of community service. Okay. For anybody who just joined in, we are not talking about TJ Kirk. It was just related to the story because the guy who did this kind of has that I live in a dumpster look like TJ Kirk does. So we're
Come on, this guy's got a trailer. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is him. He was also ordered to do 100 hours of community service and have a mental health evaluation plus treatment.
Yeah.
You're a wizard, TJ. Jarek pleaded guilty to felony charges of criminal mischief and reckless driving for defacing the intersection. Look, he did deserve charges for what he did because it is illegal to do that even on a normal street.
Yeah, peeling out. It's a ticket, though.
Yep, and that's all he deserved for this. He didn't deserve. Yeah. Why do you have a transgender intersection?
Because they need something to complain about, and they know that people are going to drive on it, and at some point, somebody's going to take a corner too fast and deface it, and then they can complain. That's exactly why they do this. Same with the BLM ones. It's something to bitch about later.
Yeah, the BLM one, didn't somebody get in trouble for painting over it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, hey, you can't paint in the street like we did.
Yeah.
That guy I have no problem with. If you wanted to paint over this shit, I wouldn't care. But yeah, peeling out is a issue. He deserved a slap on the hand, which is what he got. But I don't know about the criminal mischief part.
No.
Go fuck yourself.
Look, just get him for peeling out, and that's it. There's no add-ons to that. There can't be, because you put it on the ground where people are going to drive on it.
And
not everybody's in your weird cult.
If you guys see stuff like this, they're painting a rainbow on there, just ignore it. Don't get yourself in trouble over it.
Don't get caught doing dumb shit.
Yeah. This motherfucker did it in the middle of the day with other people. Of course you're going to get caught.
Yeah. Do it where you're not going to get caught. There's always traffic cams at these intersections too.
What he said is don't do it. There was a little glitch in your speech there where it sounded like you said do it where you don't get caught. He said don't do it where you get caught.
Don't do it where you're going to get caught. I mean, don't do crime. Crime is bad, okay?
Yes, exactly. And we stand by that.
It's true. I hate to do it, but
100%.
you skipped an article.
I'm not skipping articles. I'm only doing the ones I can read.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's I think 3 of them that I couldn't read. I couldn't do the first one. Just the articles here, not which number they are total. The first one, I want to say the third one. Nope, the third one loads. I'll go through them when I'm done and tell you which ones I couldn't get.
Oh, okay.
All right. Dude, because I think we're on the last one now, right? Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh, I looked at what the URL was.
Oh.
His name is Aiden Hale, and Christianity pulled the
Thank you, Frosted.
Fucking Frosted. I knew. His name is Aiden Hale, and Christianity pulled the trigger by Paisley the Hermit. Paisley looks like she's got some big old titties. Paisley. Oh, this is fuck. All right. I can't see more of Paisley. Anyhow.
You don't want to, I assure you.
The real evil in human history has always been manipulating the most vulnerable populations with fear, greed, and false promises. You mean like how they keep telling trans people everybody wants to kill them?
Oh, I thought they were talking about communism.
Well, yeah, like how they keep telling trans people.
I'm allowed to laugh at that one? I don't even know the rules anymore.
Making someone's life harder while making your own easier. It is the nature of human mammals to be greedy.
Oh, see, so this person is clearly not a communist.
What? Human mammals as opposed to human reptilians?
Yes, the hybrids are real people, Monkey, and the sooner you recognize that, the sooner our overlords will give you more stuff.
It's nobody talks about the human amphibians. Those are the ones you got to watch out for.
It's true. It's true. The frog people.
They can do the land and the water thing. That's just dirty.
Yeah, it's the bisexuality of species.
It is, and we can't deal with that anymore. And by the way, it is not the nature of all people to be greedy. It's really not. If it was, you would see people working harder.
But it is our nature. So if you're feeling generous, toss us a couple bucks at the Streamlabs linked at the top of your chat in the description.
Don't forget to hit the like button and share with your friends, your family, and that bitch you hate. Including the writer of this article.
Yeah. Can't believe you passed up that opportunity to shill. That was perfect.
I forget to shill.
I know. It's okay. That's why you keep me around.
One popular group who is easily manipulated is the religious population. Why? Because they have already chosen to base their existence on the supernatural, which isn't real.
Like
if they
Harry
can
Potter?
be right? If they can be so devoted and faithful to a non-existent entity, they will salivate at finding a powerful person validating their beliefs. No convincing necessary, just validating their worldview. Somebody said
like
it just
communists.
somebody said it just a moment ago in chat. Projection.
Yeah.
Speak only to the limited reality they acknowledge, and you have their vote. We've seen this group suckered in by politicians who wouldn't know a simple hymn or Bible verse if you paid them. I can speak from firsthand experience, having been raised completely in such delusion. I spent my whole life from a Alan, thank you, says, okay, yeah. I spent my whole life from birth into adulthood, hidden tightly in the Christian bubble. I was in church 3 times a week at least, spent K through 12 in quality Christian schools. Even I don't think we can put your stupidity on those Christian schools, honestly.
Yeah. They can only work with so much. You can only forge the clay you're given.
Even attended an established Christian college. I attended church schools, and spent time with Christian friends my whole life.
It turned out you hated your parents.
All answers were given, questions barely tolerated, thinking not required. I was one of the cast members of the original Jesus Revolution in real life. I was saved. I witnessed on the weekends, and I went door to door. I don't believe you.
Yeah, I don't believe any of this. Now, maybe they did some of this stuff, but
Jesus was the reason for the season, and Merry Christmas was my cry. All right, this is some stereotypical bullshit.
Picture this person riding into battle. Merry Christmas! Broadsword in hand.
The most worldly thing we did was go to the beach, hang out in groups of boys and girls, and go to a secular movie here and there like Star Wars or E.T. My whole life was G-rated. Was E.T. G-rated?
I think it was PG. It might have been G back in the 80s, but
maybe.
Because people were tougher back then. Now it'd be like rated R, and they photoshopped all the guns out. Oh, hey, real quick. Thank you, Evolved Potato. I unfollowed Sir Sick because he called me disingenuous when I compared doing stuff like that to doing a burnout and scuffing up the lines on the road. Plus, he's been going down the anti-theist road for a while. Yeah, I like Sir Sick. I think he's funny, but he's been going a little wacky for me. I don't know if I'm just burnt out or what, but yeah, I unfollowed him a while back. But he seems like a nice enough guy. But yeah, I understand that, dude.
Sick unfollowed me years ago. I don't know why, and I don't know if I still follow him or not. But I haven't talked to him in years. Not since him and Adindro did their little show together.
Yeah, which was really just Adindro gets really, really drunk, and then they just sort of like scream at each other because they're both drinking.
Thank you, Keldrake, who said they really like to tell on themselves, don't they? Yeah, they do.
Yeah. That's what gets me. Like, this person is describing communism. And look, every communist regime bans religion because religious people don't tend to follow blindly the dictates of the state. They have a higher power that they listen to. So, look, some religious people do fit these categories, sure, but not all of them. And I would argue that probably not even the majority. They're talking about fundamentalists.
Well, I'm curious if Christianity is a problem here, like she's explaining. She's hardcore. She rode into battle yelling Merry Christmas. Which school did she shoot up? While yelling Merry Christmas, apparently.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Yeah.
This is the great abuse that has ruined my life and caused me untold misery and despair. No one should be subjected to having their minds trained within the context of the supernatural. It's better to because the state said so.
Yeah.
Because our great leader,
there's only 2 genders.
It is 100% hardcore abuse. If someone chooses the delusion of the supernatural as an adult, well, it's a free country. But educated people know, well, less and less so every day.
Yeah.
But educated people know that all life ends in death. There's no overcoming any of it. Are you going to get to the point where this matters?
No.
This is one of the problems over there on Medium. Because these are people who can't get jobs writing elsewhere. They don't know how to tell the story that they're telling. How many fucking paragraphs into this shit are we?
Too many.
And long paragraphs too. 3 long paragraphs, and she still hasn't got anywhere close to the point. Super scary to most, but stark reality. We cannot let those who fear reality to be among those we trust to have our best interests in mind. All right. We're not a Christian country, Jack, because we have no state religion.
That is correct. But
this country has been largely Christian since its founding.
Yeah.
Anything good you like, and include this, hey, you like Democrats? How many Democrats are in Congress right now who claim to be atheist? Any idea, Jack?
Very small number. Actually.
None. There's none. You have your I go to church because I have to get elected. Have your I worship a guy who banged a 9-year-olds. That's what we have.
Yeah.
We have a couple of Jewish people too.
Well, I think they all worship Moloch, so
we all know they don't actually worship any of the gods they claim to. These are shitbags. But I can't read the rest of that shit. It's stupid. It's just dumb. And you won't get to the point, so go fuck yourself. You're gonna blame Christianity on what this fucking dirty piece of shit did. Hey, you know what, sweetheart? You're trying to make the point that fundamentalists, they don't ask any questions. They just follow what they're told, right? Jack, is there not a commandment from God himself, brought down from Moses on high, that says thou shalt not murder?
Yes, sirs. I believe it's in the top 10.
So if you're going to try to sit here and convince me, all they do is blindly follow what their religion tells them, that's like high up on the list, like real high up on the list.
Yeah, it's in the top 10. It's the greatest hits compilation of all the commandments, because there are more than 10, by the way.
Thou shalt not partake of the swine is like way down on the list.
Yeah, because it's a little lower than the murders, like don't eat the shellfish and wear blended fabric.
Yeah.
Not quite as high as the don't kill people.
You can't sit there and make the argument that they blindly follow what their religion tells them and then say that this person who murdered 6 people, including 3 children, 9-year-olds, did it because of religion, you fucknut. Go fuck yourself. They did it because they were mentally fucking ill, and you guys are trying to blame anybody but them because they were trans. You fucking pieces of shit.
There's so many people making excuses for this shooter. It's
disgusting.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's fucking degeneracy. Jack, it's like the 2.5 hour mark. So I am going to wrap up. We did miss some of the stories. I'll go in after the show and we'll pick them out so we can try to do them tomorrow.
Okay.
But we're going to wrap up here. My last game stream ended abruptly because of the storm. That was a fucked up storm, Jack. Poor Phoebe. She had a rough night.
Oh.
Yeah. She finally got some sleep the next day. It calmed down around 10 a.m. and then picked back up at about 2 and finally went away at around 5. So about 6 o'clock, our cat just passed out. She just was like, I'm so tired. Poor girl. Luckily, we didn't get any of the tornadoes or anything like that in this area. I don't know if anybody did from this storm, but they were really worried about it. But she's become such a daddy's girl, Jack.
No.
During the storm, I was carrying, because I told you I carry her on my shoulder. That is her favorite place to be. And so I carried her so much. It was like carrying an infant. When you have a new child, you forget how heavy babies are until the first time you're holding them for like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and your
because they
arm's
go all
like,
dead weight on you.
yeah, and your arm's like, no. That's how it was me carrying around my cat. And she was just snuggled into her daddy's neck. Like, it's okay, baby. That's my sweetheart.
The whole time she's like, take him, not me.
Right? Or she was thinking, if lightning cooks him, this will be a good meal.
You smell delicious.
I've told you before, she doesn't meow. She meows all the time now, but only when she wants me to pick her up. If I walk out of my office, she will run to me and start meowing because she wants picked up and cuddled with dad. She's such a sweetheart. And no, I don't call her a fur baby, but we do call each other, her mom and dad, because that's what we are. Although there's a weird relationship with me and her where she thinks she's my mom, but I'm also her dad. It's like some kind of West Virginian thing.
It's a very complicated relationship.
It is.
You have.
It is. I'm her protector, and you know what it really is? That's what it is. She's the queen, and I am her number one protector. Anyhow, so she's trained you to pick her up. Yes. This morning I go upstairs, right? And Jack, I had a very bad night. I'm still having a bad night. I could barely move, and the kitty cat is rolling around on the ground trying to get my attention to pick her up. And I start ambling over to her, and Lady Monkey, she goes, "You don't have to pick her up." I'm like, I do. And so, yeah, I picked her up and cuddled her a little bit and set her down so she was happy. In excruciating pain.
Oh,
John, thank you. My cat has been snuggling with the dog. Oh, that's cute. The last group of animals we had a dog and 3 cats. And we actually had 2 cats at first. And the dog just wanted to love the cats. And they were like, nah, fuck off, bro.
You're scary big. Leave us alone.
And he was giant. Well, we get Patches, my cat, who he just liked to love. And he would cuddle with the dog so much that the dog would get up and move because the cat was annoying him.
Yeah, I think it was Next 6 Minutes posted a video a while back of a cat that was laying on a dog, and the dog tried to move, and the cat would grumble at him. Like, no, we're staying here.
I like when cats and dogs get along like that. It's cute. All right. I will be on twitch.tv/rantingmonkey here in just a little bit. I'm going to play some No Man's Sky, guys. And we're not starting a new one. I'm actually in the middle of one right now. We're just going to jump in, and I'm just going to play and chat, and we're going to hang out tonight. I just because I do not have the mental capacity to do much more than that. But thank you guys for hanging out. I really, really do appreciate you guys coming. And I'm sorry about last night. Sometimes that happens. I'm trying to get a little bit better about that, Jack, where there's nights where I'm like, I can't do this. I hate the way the shows sound when I force myself to do it.
Yeah.
So hopefully they don't happen too often. But yeah, yesterday sucked, man. Fuck my body. I used to say that to Lady Monkey a different way. Yeah, but fuck my body. Thank you so much for the donations. You guys are so kind to us. We know the economy sucks, and you guys making your money, our money is very humbling. And I mean, I'm not a humble guy. I think I've made that pretty clear.
Obvious. Yeah.
But it really is humbling when you guys enjoy the show so much that you were like, you earned this. So thank you for that. Jack, anything you want to show?
I'll drop some links to some cool videos, but I agree, Monkey. I do appreciate all the donos. It really does help. This is our job, and we appreciate it. So thank you, everybody, for supporting us.
Twitch.tv/rantingmonkey, playing some No Man's Sky tonight. There was a new update that came out 2 days ago, added a whole bunch. Jack, when No Man's Sky came out, they got a lot of deserved shit. Because when they announced the game, they make all of these promises, and the game came out and it was trash. And I wasn't even interested in it at the time, Jack. But a couple of years later, after they've cleaned it up a little bit, somebody suggested it to me, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll try it. And I've been hooked on it. And ever since then, these guys have been dropping major updates. Like, we're not talking like they add some little bit of cosmetic shit to it. major fucking upgrades to the game, and they're still going strong. They just did one the other day. So if you guys like that, the newer VR content has me interested. Satsu was playing around with that today because me and him were talking this morning, and I told him what I was playing, so he jumped in, and he was enjoying some of the VR. He was having problems with some of the controls and stuff, so he was playing it with the controller instead of the hand things you're supposed to use with the VR helmet on. But they made a major overhaul to some of the VR content in this latest patch. So I don't play VR. I'm really not even interested in wearing a monitor on my face.
Yeah,
so
it seems a little risky.
I get it. It's very interesting and immersive, but yeah, I'm playing a video game. I don't need that much immersion.
That's a lot of signals and electronics right near your eyes. I don't think that's very healthy.
And in this case, I haven't had seizures since I was a very little child, Jack. I when I was 6 months old, I had 2 seizures.
Oh.
So I'm always very careful about things that can cause that.
Yeah.
This game has a lot of flashing lights and shit.
Oh yeah, epileptics, be aware. No, I won't wear one since I saw Halloween 3 as a child.
I don't remember the scene you're talking about.
That's where they have the masks and it's got like a disc on it and they play the sequence on TV and like bugs eat the kids' heads.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, it's the non-Michael Myers movie of Halloween.
Yeah, Season of the Witch.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
No, that's the name of it.
Is it? I don't fucking remember.
Halloween
I haven't seen it since I was a kid because I was like, this has nothing to do with the Psycho guy. So I didn't care about it. Yeah, the flashing pumpkin. But I remember that scene freaked me out as a kid. I was like, oh, it's going to eat my head. That's why I don't like wearing masks.
When I got my first Pixel phone, they had just come out. I didn't even know they had just come out, but we go to get him to trade in my old one because the battery had died on it. And cell phone companies got very smart. Like, we can't let these guys change their own batteries. And
fuck you, Apple.
I upgrade to the Pixel when it first comes out, and they're like, okay, the one you want, it's going to take about 2 months to get here. And so when they sent it to me, they just shipped it to the house. They also sent a little VR thing that goes with it. And so I played around with it, and it's cool, but it's just, it's not immersive enough for me to wear that on my head. That's all. So twitch.tv/ranting monkey playing some, not 7 Days to Die. I almost got, Nuts almost had an orgasm playing No Man's Sky. Nuts, are you still here? Sorry, sweetie. Playing some No Man's Sky in just a couple of minutes. Jack, it really is a pleasure to always share this space with you. And thank you for joining me again.
Oh, I'm always glad to be here.
Everyone, have yourselves a wonderful night. And hopefully I'll see you over there. And if not, we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Monkey fucked my body, monkey's body, and I took that personally. Yeah, maybe I should stop. Antagonizing it. Everybody, have a great night. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
This is the true end of the show. You can tell 'cause I'm singing a song. When I go to the bathroom, I have to pull out my pretty dong.